All right, starring another episode of Kartin and Fartin. That's the title for now. I don't know if we'll change it, but I kind of like the name Kartin Fartin. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to join everyone on the Discord right now.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Do you follow me on Letterboxd, Edgy?
Yeah, I followed you.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all good.
I was like, I'm trying to remember. Hi, Chris.
Oh,
you're here.
Hello.
We were
I'm here.
prepping
Just getting all
stuff.
set
We were
up.
prepping stuff.
Wow.
All
We were
good. All good. Yep.
Yeah, talking
Perfect.
audio issues and Edgy's Discord, Jaws 3.
Oh, no.
Rebel
Naya
Moon.
won't be joining us.
Yeah, I know. She's seeing the spooky, scary skeleton boys. I know. I follow her on the grams. I see what she's up to.
Occasionally.
Sometimes.
I do. I occasionally pay attention. You know, I'll be like, oh, there you go. I make a little comment on people's posts. Yeah, I wished her well on her spooky, scary skeleton boy, and she laughed at me. And I was like, there you go.
When she was waiting in line, she did like that, like ask me anything thing, but it was like, somebody yell at me, and so I just typed Jimon Hansu noises.
Oh, there you go. That's it. That's very loud. That's the loudest yelling.
That's pretty loud.
So I guess I'll start because Chris, and that kind of ties into something.
Okay.
Cape Crusader.
Yeah.
It is really cheap. I was talking to my boss about it, and he's like, yeah, you could tell there was some cheap. Like in that first episode, there's a lot of scenes where you don't see a person talking, but you hear a person talking. That's like a big sign of cheapness.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, that's using animation. Like
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot, you
But
know.
like,
But
I
yeah,
think
keep the
what
budget
might have
down.
happened is Zaslav sold it off, and they kind of had a lot less of a budget than they thought they would.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
I think that's why there's certain things.
Gotcha.
I'm a little disappointed you didn't talk about the young Bruce Wayne scene because that shit was so bad, but so kind of funny.
What, with Alfred and stuff?
No, the scene where he there's like a bunch of flashbacks to the his
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
dying and stuff, and then the last flashback is kid Bruce Wayne going to Alfred's room at night. You think maybe he's like, "Can I sleep with you? I'm scared." He's like, "No." He is like, "I'm gonna make them pay. I'm gonna make them all pay."
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this is horrible. I'm like,
that's standard, like little Bruce Wayne stuff,
Okay,
though. I mean,
I'm
I'm
just
like,
gonna-
I
I don't
expect
wanna
that from him.
but he's like 10. This is like Gotham. This is why that show failed.
Sure. You know, the
But,
voice acting.
But like, I'm seeing people like they're like episode 3. So I'm like, did we watch the same show? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's the thing about it. A lot of people are really loving it, and I don't know, like, because I remember telling you guys, because we briefly talked about it off mic when we did Discord Discourse, is when we did our review for My Adventures Superman, which was great, very fun. But I was just like, I don't know. It feels so derivative from Batman the Animated Series,
Like,
and I mean, like, there's pleasing aesthetics. Like, I like the Art Deco look, but it's like, okay, I've seen this before. And then everything else, aside from Hamish Linklater, who is doing a very good job as the voice of Bruce Wayne and Batman, he's like, oh, he's great. And there's a couple other things. It's like, yeah, everything else about this is just not. It's just not really exciting me, and just some of the interpretation of these characters. Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how.
Quinn.
Oh, I'm a complete opposite.
I kind of liked it, but they never. It was like they had the one episode and then they never do anything else with her. And
I think she's so dull.
I kind of was interested. I liked the fact they kind of maybe have a female romance, but I guess it's sort of.
I didn't like how, like, he basically disappeared halfway through.
Yeah.
Like,
It felt like
that's
every
what
villain,
I
and then we
like
never
about
see
it,
any
that-
of them again.
Yeah.
I want to do spoilers though. I want to be careful with spoilers though for the
okay,
show,
okay.
in case people that do want to see it.
There are some very fetishy stuff. Like there's just a shot of feet of someone being tickled in their feet.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I
That
think-
honestly was kind of painful to watch.
Yeah.
It was
No.
well. To be fair, like, that's more of like she's like doing experiments, know,
Yeah,
and
Mhm.
and she
I
even
guess.
mentions like fetishes at one point in a
I
previous
will say
episode.
though, the 6th episode was some Scooby Doo shit. I don't want.
Yeah.
Can I spoil that one at least?
You could say who
Chris?
the villain is. Yeah.
It's Gentleman Ghost, but he is an old
He's-
racist ghost.
Yeah. Which I
Man,
found
they have a-
kind of funny.
Most
He's a
ghosts would
reverse
be
Robin
old
Hood.
Racist.
No,
He's-
but I'm like, they don't even go that far. I'm like, he should be he should be old and but he's like, I don't know. It's like one of those things where he's like a reverse Robin Hood.
Yep.
Because he steals from the poor.
The poor,
for
yeah.
some
Yeah. He's
Which
like,
doesn't
fuck.
actually
He's
make
very
no
much
sense.
You're gonna steal a
fuck the
button.
poors. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they explain it. There's a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason. It's just like, okay.
But the episode felt out of place.
Yeah, like the opening. If you told me this was an episode of Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated and
Sure.
that title sequence came up, I would have believed you
Or
because
it's one of those Batman Scooby Doo crossovers.
maybe.
Yeah.
But it felt like the opening of a Scooby Doo, where it's like,
Sure.
oh, monster comes to steal things. Also, it never really. It's like, why does a monster still walk, buddy? I don't know. It's also, is it okay if I say there's like a cameo from a character from a offshoot of DC?
Yeah, I mean
in it?
they're not like a major role. Lois
Oh.
Lane's in it. Yeah, Lois Lane.
Oh
You know,
no, I was gonna say Demon Huntu's character from Constantine makes an appearance.
Oh, what's his
As the magic guy?
What's his name?
I can't remember something Linton.
Top of Midnight.
Yeah, basically that guy
Oh, okay.
makes an appearance.
Honestly, I was expecting Constantine to show up
Yeah.
Oh, the Deal of
in
Gentlemen
that
Ghost.
episode.
Yeah.
By the way,
Go to-
again, speaking of Jimon Hansu, something I'm sure you will not mind getting spoiled is the Rebel Moon extended cuts, which I
God.
wasted 6 hours of my life over the weekend watching for you guys.
I have one
We
question.
didn't ask you to, but okay.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to do this for me. I had COVID, and even I wasn't gonna.
I just have a single question.
What?
Mm.
Did they extend the farming scene?
Oh, definitely. They
I
definitely
have
did.
the same exact question.
Oh,
How
I was
much
gonna say,
more
did they
we-
extend the hentai? But okay,
Honest-
okay, go with the
definitely.
Well, we know
farming.
Honestly-
they do from the trailer.
Sorry, Chris.
I couldn't fucking tell. There's
Yes.
other stuff that I could tell you that they extend or add, but
More
like, that went on
Jimmy?
for so long in the original cut that like when it's in the extended cut, it's like I can't tell how much is added and how much is like the same as before.
I have no doubt that the farming scenes are extended. I'm sure they are.
Right, but as far as the Jimmy things go, they do explain what they are.
What Jimmy things
Like,
are?
in the-
Nice. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's basically so there's the whole thing where like in the first movie where like everyone goes, where like Botella
Wow.
and her friend go off to like recruit everybody, and they have to figure out like, all right, what are we gonna do when we're here? There's more stuff on the farm planet when Botella goes away,
Ugh.
and they run into this issue of like, well, this ship that she came in, like we need to get it out, but we can't dig it out, we can't get it to work. And then at one point in the middle of the night, Jimmy sneaks in, gets the ship to start working, and then they wake up and they're like, oh shit, who did this? And then they look up and like it's framed like a Batman shot where Jimmy is like standing with his cape like against the moon, and then just turns and kind of like hobbles away like an old man with his pants down, like trying to sneak through his room.
Mm.
And
Did it
Confident
get,
walk of a
so
man
does it
who's
give more to
shattered.
that like one soldier who betrayed them that's in the
Ah.
second one, but like after he after he betrays them, he's not in the rest of the movie?
Oh, actually, I'll get to that.
Okay.
And then they show basically the rest of the Jimmy things is just him going on this spirit quest, like wandering through the forest, talking about how like he feels like he has no purpose.
He's
now that the
monologuing?
Monologuing,
Oh,
yes. Anthony
Jesus.
Hopkins monologue,
Okay.
and he's talking about how like he feels like he has no purpose now that the princess who he's supposed to protect is dead,
Hmm.
and then he like kills a deer or something and decides to make
Oh,
that
man.
his crown and is like I'm gonna find my purpose. I'm gonna find a new purpose. And then there's more stuff with him in like the second one where like they send these like orc things to like spy on the farmers as they're doing the farming stuff,
Orcs.
and they're like spying on the blonde girl who almost gets raped in the first movie, and the young soldier who she kind of becomes friends with. They're like kissing at one point, and the orcs are like, "It's fucking disgusting." And then Jimmy comes up and kills both of them.
Wait, there's orcs?
I know why. It's because of it's so much of this movie is ripping off Warhammer, and there's like space orcs and Warhammer. So that's what he's
I know,
probably
but there
taking it
was
from.
never any orcs in the first movie.
No, I know. They're just it's
Or-
probably
or,
some.
or like any explanation. It's like, oh yeah, orcs are here.
Yeah,
orcs
it's
live in this
just
world.
it's yeah. I know what he's like. Zack Snyder's. He's just
don't-
he's ripping off Warhammer. What you say, Edgy?
Now, I might just be like, I might not be a film person or anything like
Mhm.
that. But wouldn't just having a better editor
Right.
make this a smoother thing instead of
And
I don't
he has
know
to edit his own
making
vision.
the movie longer?
Yeah.
I mean,
including adding more Vaseline to the camera as I expect. Anyway, Chris, there's continue. Now I'm enthralled by this by more than the movie.
Right, but you asked earlier, I think, about like the young like soldier who like turns good and sort of has the semi-romance with the little like blonde girl.
Mm-hmm.
They actually add something really significant in like the very beginning of the first one, because they get rid of the whole like ship coming through the portal thing and the Anthony Hopkins like narration. Instead, like that's gone. And
Oh, they
instead
made
here,
fun-
they show that kid like on his home world with his family, and the world is getting destroyed by all the soldiers, and it opens with like really like bombings and stuff, and then this series of like priestesses are like getting all of their clothes ripped off and then branded with the symbol of like the Empire or it's the
Oh,
fucking Empire.
God.
They're getting branded with the Empire logo like right above like where their tits are. And it's like
Jesus.
I don't think this is necessary, but Zack Snyder's like fuck it, it is, whatever. And then
It's
it shows like
empowerment.
yeah, and it shows like the kid and his family like trying to get away. The dad like tells his kid like go away, like save your family. And he pulls out this little like creature, like this little cute creature that's like basically like I don't know if it's like a Baby Yoda like knockoff or homage
Magua?
or whatever.
Like from Gremlins, the Magua.
So sort of,
Okay.
but like this one's like blue and he has like 4 arms and
Okay.
it makes the little like
So
jittery
Stitch?
noises.
Yeah, Stitch.
Stitch.
Oh shit, yeah, it does
Stitch,
sound like
kinda.
Stitch. Yeah,
Stitch,
Exactly
but
what it
like
is.
Stitch, but like the size of a Funko Pop.
Okay.
And he's making this cute noises, and the dad of the kid is telling him like, you know what you have to do, save
No.
them, save us all. And then the little thing goes out and is being cute to the soldiers at first,
Uh-huh.
and then it turns out that like it's a kamikaze creature,
What?
and then it blows
Oh
up and
my
kills a bunch of them.
God. Okay.
And like the dad gets in on the fighting, he takes out a bunch of them in like one long tracking shot, but eventually like it doesn't work, and then Ed Skrein shows up. Like this is his new intro.
Okay.
He shows
Ratman?
up. Yeah, Ratman. He shows up and tells the kid, like, if you want to save your family, you need to take my club and bludgeon your father to death with it.
Mm.
And the kid's like, no, I don't want to. And his dad's like, just
sure.
do it. Save your family. It's okay. I forgive you. And then the kid bludgeons his dad to death with
Oh
the
my
club until his head turns into paste.
Is it in slow motion?
And then, shockingly, no. Like this, from what I remember, this is like just normal speed.
I'm surprised.
And
Okay.
And then this kicks off another new thing that they add. Every time they kill a character, these priests for like the Empire come out and take a tooth out of what's left of the person's head,
Okay.
and then add it to like this painting thing that makes up a picture of the princess that died.
Oh my God. It just sounds
Oh,
so
this sounds like
pretentious.
Silent Hill Ascension. Oh my god.
Right.
It's
but
just
there's-
like
there's
a
sti-
random thing for the sake of randomness. There's no explanation. It's just like, oh God.
But
like,
they
what
do
is
that
this-
every,
by a 12-year-old.
but they do that every
Exactly.
time Ed Skrein kills someone.
You know what it is? It's like, wouldn't it be cool? It's like that. That's what it is, and that's like
No,
what
I'm gonna-
everything.
A 12-year-old edgelord.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
actually-
quote my-
it's an edgelord.
We can say edgy.
Right, but they're
I'm gonna quote myself that I responded to on Crusader's Discord post.
Mhm.
Mom, Zach's huffing farts again.
Yeah, he is. Oh
At
my
least,
God.
hey,
Oh,
hey, hey,
supply.
hey, at least his zombies things are shelled, but we can save that as the good news.
but
Save
the scene's not done. The intro's not done. So
oh
like
my,
he kill-
it's still going.
Still
Yeah,
going.
it's still going. That's how the movie works.
Gotta get the
So
slow
like
motion.
the kid
Subtle.
kills his dad, he's crying, and Ed Skrein is like, "You did well. Now go be a soldier for me." And he sends the kid away.
Okay.
And then he's like fucking with the kid's mom and scooping up parts of the dad's brain and showing like, "I can
Jesus.
see his memories. This is the first time you made love. This is when your
What?
children
What?
were born. These are moments only he would know about."
I'm
And then the
evil.
mom realizes like, you're just gonna kill us, aren't you? And Ed Skrein is like, "Yes, I am." And then he kills them.
Oh my God.
Oh my
So the
God.
sacrifice was for nothing.
Yeah, of course it is.
So the scene was
Pointless.
Pointless. Yeah,
Yeah.
pointless.
It's an attempt to show how evil the Empire is willing to be, but at the end of the day, it's like it ultimately doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Even
It
like
was an
Darth
attempt.
Vader and Palpatine would be like, "All right, that's too much. That's come on.
Hey, it's like
That's
it's
a
like
little too much."
if I mean, it's
Like,
like
take it
if,
easy.
if Vader tried to like he killed someone. It's like I'm gonna skull fuck it. It's like oh wait,
Yeah,
I only got a
exactly.
robo dick.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
reminds me. I
yeah.
actually texted Herman about this. They do
I still
say
responded,
fuck.
forgot.
They say fuck a lot in
Of
this
course.
movie. Like,
Oh, yeah.
of course.
like more than all 3 Deadpool movies combined. I
Wow.
feel like.
Jesus.
You know what?
Like-
I
like one of-
realized I need to just work on my own stuff because they'll
Mhm.
never be as bad as that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Right. Like Corey Stoll's first scene is him. Like it's a version of the same speech I guess he gives in the original cut, but this time he's telling
Oh,
he's
yeah.
telling all of his
Mhm.
villagers like,
It's his-
you all need to fuck. You need to fuck for your
Jesus.
lives. You need to fuck for your families.
Oh,
you
this
need
is
to fuck for your
embarrassing.
futures. Go out and fuck each other.
Really?
Yeah, we just gotta put that audio
Oh.
over footage of Modoc, and that would be something.
That he's Oh my god. Oh
He's
yeah.
not
They
His
edit
heart.
his
And
head
then-
to be bigger in the longer cut.
Is it
Crusaders.
like a
it's about-
fertility? Is it a fertility? Because that's their whole thing. It's like a fertility like festival or whatever. And that's what he's. Oh my god. That
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
terrible.
kind of like that. And there,
Wow.
and then there's another scene it's the scene where they're in the bar and the one alien comes up to fucking, what's his nuts?
Useless guy. Useless guy. I call him
Useless
that.
guy, and tells him
Mhm.
like, "You want to
Butter.
come to my
Butter
room?"
chuds.
And
Butter
there's an added line when after Sophia Botella gets in his face where he says something to the effect of, "Listen, bitch,
Oh.
I'm gonna fuck that pretty hole in his face whether he wants it or not."
Sophia
Oh.
Butella said that?
No, the alien says that
Oh, Jesus.
Ugh.
to her, and then like she kicks the shit out of him, and then she's like, "No, you listen to me, bitch."
Oh, God.
Oh my
All right.
god.
So awkward.
Continue with the
It's
shit trade.
embarrassing.
Continue. How much worse can it
Wow.
get?
Oh.
I will say, they do explain why intergalactic ships need coal, which
Okay.
turns out to actually not be coal. They fuel. This is how the ships work. So you see those like giant, like glowing robo women in
Mhm.
the trailers,
Yeah.
right? The
she,
new,
was,
the
she,
new
was,
things.
she was talking in the new trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how like they fuel the ships. They're like these interdimensional beings who use their powers to give ships the ability to travel through space and time. But the way
Okay.
they're fueled is that they're fed the remains of all the people and creatures that the Empire has killed like throughout their reign. So like
Okay.
they take the bones and the meat and everything and like scoop it with shovels into the fire that then goes into like the giant beings that are powering the ships.
Okay.
It
Wow,
still
they made it
sucks. Like,
Yeah,
that's
oh
the-
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the thing about these cuts. It's like they improve a few things, and yet they're somehow still worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
That dialogue sounds
is
awful.
That, so anything else? Anything we should add on to the last points
Farming.
of what they add?
There's two gratuitous and kind of pointless sex scenes where
Mm.
you see that Sophia Botella has like a bunch of burn marks all over her torso, where it's
Mm.
like you don't need to like show that through sex scenes. Like you could do the thing where it's like she's changing, and then we get a tasteful shot where like we see like her back, and we see like hints of the scars with maybe a couple of close-ups just for good measure, and like just that. You don't need to like do like the whole like they're stripping and like going at each other and they're just writhing the whole time. It's like there's
But
better
Zach
ways to do
does.
this.
Zach thinks it's necessary.
Yeah, I don't- I
it's
don't
part
really
of my
trust him with
storytelling, my
tasteful.
world building. That's the thing. It's God. Yeah. So I mean, he was right about one thing. It's like it has more sex, blood, and gore, and so it clearly seems to
mean,
be the case.
yeah.
He's
And
swearing.
the gore isn't even like it's not even like really like effective gore. It's just
Sure.
like
CGI.
it gets really samey after a while, like
Right.
the effect. It's like
Yeah.
it just becomes like a bunch of like jelly just splattering against the floors and the walls. And
yeah.
it's always like headshots. Like they never miss a chance to go for the head in these movies.
Do all the villagers like are they all getting scoring headshots? 'Cause that's the thing about the original movie. It's like we're villagers. We don't know how to fight. And like in the second one, they all show up in the planet. All the villagers instantly know how to fight. It's like what the fuck? What? What was the
Yeah,
point of
that's-
all this?
Yeah, that's like maybe
Same.
the training goes on a bit longer from what I remember.
Not that it matters.
But
you
at
know,
the same time, it's still like they're headshotting all over the
headshotting,
place.
Of course.
Yeah.
I honestly like it has the same problem as the original cut, where just
There you
the
go.
battle goes on for so long
Yeah. I
that
just get
and
bored.
the choreography is so stale and
Yep.
samey that it just
Mhm.
becomes white noise.
Mhm.
Does Charlie Hunnam get anything else in the movie, in the new cut, or no?
I want to say there's an additional line where he
Line.
says something about how like my family got screwed over, so I'm screwing over the people who screwed them, or some shit like that. But not much.
Very trustworthy guy, that guy. Yeah, I'm gonna screw everyone who's ever I perceive to screwed over me. I'm just like, okay, all right, you can help us
Yeah,
recruit
I
everyone.
instantly trust you, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
that
Even
was
though
so
we just
silly.
witnessed you like 2 minutes ago betray our contact.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
They also show more stuff with Butella and her adopted father, and like
that guy's
him,
the
like,
worst.
him like worming his way through like the political like hierarchy of like the old king and shit like that.
The emperor, or whatever that guy is. That guy, I think. I mean, it's saying something. He might be the worst actor, but just like in the few scenes he has, like every scene he has is terrible. Like that whole awful like Julius Caesar like assassination thing. Like in the original cut, it's just so obnoxious. People playing the violins, like still playing the violins when
He
that's like
hired a
going
band
on.
for it.
He hired a band, and it's not like you know what he
I mean, an
wanted to do.
orchestra, really.
I feel like he
Yeah.
wanted to do the whole red wedding thing. It's just like this is my
Yeah.
red wedding, and it's like nothing of like it didn't.
But we
not
don't know
earned
who
or
any of those people
exactly.
were.
100%. It's just
Nor
confusing.
do we care.
Yeah, exactly. And it's wow, what a mess. Oh
or
my
it wasn't
God.
Yeah,
even
like-
a wedding. It was just like someone's visit or something,
He
right?
did he, yeah, he asked the emperor of the known universe, come visit me in the boiler room of the ship, and the emperor went, okay, that sounds good.
Wow, you got a whole orchestra in here.
Ah,
Sweet.
okay.
Yeah, and,
like-
they add loving close-ups of the wife's throat getting slit and
Right.
Carrie
Yeah.
Elwes getting stabbed like 50
Oh
times
man,
all
not
over
Carrie.
his torso.
He's the best
Nice.
Robin Hood.
Honestly,
what's-
I'm surprised he didn't add in pearl necklace being ripped.
Oh, I know, in slow motion. Yeah, yeah.
My God.
What was
Nope,
the
no pearl
Those
necklace.
girls.
What was the what's the okay? So I know who the Scargiver is. I know that that's the Sophia Boutella's character. That's her nickname. But because they changed the title for this first movie, right? It's not the Child of Fire, wherever the hell it is.
Right, it's Chalice of Blood. At one
What's
point,
that mean?
they're looking at like a painting
Dang
where
it.
they talk about how there's like this blood chalice that like must be fulfilled or
Oh.
some shit.
It's a-
I
Wait, it's a painting?
I guess honestly,
just
I
all over the
don't,
place. I'm trying to keep track. I'm just
I don't
like-
fucking remember.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
I got
okay.
good news. Netflix shelved those Army of the Dead movies. We don't have to. There are no more. Kalu Kalay. It's a brand new
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's the thing. That's the thing about like these movies is that I watch them and I'm
Star.
just like, why do these exist? Like this is such a colossal waste of resources. And it's one of the things that like when I saw Trap that same weekend, like the day after, and I'm like, this isn't great, but like at least I don't feel like I'm watching hundreds of millions of dollars of money that should be used on something else, like just completely like go to waste. It's like at least like it's someone using their own money to do something, not someone like basically duping people into like, hey, give me $500 million or whatever, and I'll give you gold, and just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got duped. I think
No,
Netflix
they're-
knew exactly what they were doing.
I think I keep
Just-
going back. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going, Dimple.
Yeah, it's just that they're just throwing money at whatever they can find, hoping
Yeah.
they find a hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're doing.
I think it's that,
Yeah,
and
sure.
the other thing about it is, and this has bothered me for a long time. I remember just again, like when Part 1 came out, or when they announced that they were going to do different versions of the movies, and it'll be a director's cut, and it was like, why are you doing that? Just release the full version. Not that it apparently didn't even fucking matter because they're still terrible, but it's because they wanted to create another like Snyder Cut controversy. They wanted to create a faux Snyder Cut movement and try to create a new franchise. That's what it was. It's so obvious now.
He even tried to offer up a new explanation, and I'm just like, I don't believe you. Where he basically said that like Netflix wanted him to make it PG-13 so that it would make it
believe him.
easier for them to make and sell toys
No
and
way.
other merchandise.
No
and I'm
way.
just like, I don't think so.
Yeah, in the
They
80s,
weren't
we
toys
liked
either.
our R-rated shit.
That's
made
right.
into toys.
All the time. Those sold well. Yeah, I mean, they were Alien toys, RoboCop toys, Rambo toys, Terminator, and
Yeah.
those
Well,
people love
yeah,
those. Little
I'll
kids
believe-
love those.
I believe Netflix originally wanted him to do PG-13, but I believe that they compromised, and they because then they could do the whole Snyder Cut thing. So I 100% believe they originally wanted to do PG-13, and he didn't want to, so they made that compromise of the Snyder Cut.
Hey, look where it got
Why
them.
does it even matter since it's going to be on streaming anyway? You know,
Yeah.
It's not really a fucking difference. It's not like you gotta pay to the theater and like it's not like these kids are gonna try to go see it and it's like sorry you can't get in. It's like you're on Netflix, you can fucking watch it.
Yeah,
if you want.
that's the fucking thing. Like, I get the whole thing with Ridley Scott doing director's cuts because he makes exclusively like theatrical movies. And when you put movies in a theater, ideally you want to be able to show it as many times in a day as you possibly can so that you can make more
As
money
many
as a
people as
result.
possible.
And
I mean,
so like putting out a shorter cut in theaters and then being like, hey, there's a longer cut with more stuff if you like the movie on Blu-ray, on home video when it comes out. That's when it's like, okay, fair enough. This doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, it was gonna be streaming no matter what. So it's like, why not just release both of them at once? Like, I don't get it.
I keep going back to the fact is because they just wanted to create a movement. They wanted to make this a
Yep.
franchise. I just feel like
Grassroots. They
this
want-
is in my
you
gut.
You can't.
Also, that's his gimmick now.
That's his gimmick.
Yeah.
Totally,
You
you're right.
can't
Yep.
Well, poor
Make
Zach was being
grassroots.
held back,
Yeah.
and so now we have to do a Snyder cut.
Exactly. That's
Oh,
exactly
Lord.
like we got to feel sorry for him. And now he can't use that. Look, I mean, it's still gonna. He'll still maybe try to make it a part of his gimmick.
shit.
But at this point, like people, you can't fall for that anymore. Like you really can't. It's
Gotta be
just it's
smarter.
so obvious now. Ugh. So and I mean he's. I don't know what he's gonna do
could've
after this.
Watch Dune instead of Rebel
Can we
Moon.
talk
Yeah.
about a good
Better
Netflix
movie.
movie that I saw that is not mid? That I wish Naya was here to talk about. I watched
Hitman?
Hitman finally, and I could end the debate. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, nah,
will
it's just weird.
Naya is just weird, but
Yeah, Naya's
Poor
insane.
Naya.
I
I'm
love
gonna
her,
be
but she's
honest-
insane.
I'm gonna be honest though. One of Glenn Powell's disguises is just Tilda Swinton. I'm pretty sure that was just Tilda
Oh
Swinton.
yeah, you're not the first person to point that out. Like
Oh,
a lot
sorry.
of people have pointed that out.
Believe
I'm
it.
pretty sure it was just Tilda.
And part
I'm
of me,
like, I don't
part
think-
of me, part of me wonders if it was deliberate. Like I wonder if they did
Guy,
this.
that's too
for, like,
close. That's too close not to be deliberate.
I will say I liked it more when it was a comedy and less when it was like the romance.
wow, he does
stuff,
look like
but
Tilda
the
Swinton.
romance was still enjoyable. But I enjoyed it when it was like him duping all these like people who were like, yeah, I want to kill my ex.
Which is
my
the
ex
real story.
That is the real. Yeah, that is the interesting stuff. The stuff that the guy it's about is really interesting.
It's Linklater that directed that, right? Richard Linklater?
Yeah, Linklater.
Yep.
I was also glad to see
That's cool.
Rita or Retta. I never know how to say her name. Parks and Rec.
Retta, yeah.
She's good. I also kept thinking that one guy in it was the guy who plays cricket, or but I know it's not David Hornsby.
Oh, from Always
Yeah.
Sunny?
Yeah, it's someone named. It's like Austin Alder or something.
I don't know.
It's a
Yeah,
weird
name. He's
I
cricket to
didn't
me.
recognize any of the actors outside of Glenn Powell and his love interest.
You mean the other cop?
Yeah.
Guy
I
who
guess he
looks
was
like
on The
a
Walking
discount. Who looks like a discount Barry Pepper?
Oh, he
He
does.
does. Oh my god!
my
Like I was
God.
wondering where it's like, okay, have I seen this guy in something? And if I have, who is he? But you confirm it's like, all right, this guy is like, we can't get Barry Pepper for whatever reason, so here's a lookalike.
He was good.
Yeah,
Everyone's
everybody
good in
did a
that
good
movie.
job.
I'll check it out eventually. That'll be an end of the year wrap up for me because there's just too
Yeah.
much stuff that's coming out. I mean, I got to see 2 movies at least this week.
Anyway, Glenn Powell's a good actor, and he's very smoldering. I can't lie. I'm like, damn, he is.
Oh yeah, the man
He's
is
on the up and up.
charisma incarnate. I'm super excited for the Running Man that he's doing.
Very curious about that. See how that shapes up. Is Edgar Wright directing that? Because it feels like Edgar Wright's directing 3 movies now. Or is he just producing it?
he's doing that. And Powell said in an interview recently that it starts shooting in London in October.
Wasn't there another thing Edgar Wright's attached to right now that they said he's involved with?
Oh yeah, Barbarella.
That's right. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
is it
saying-
also 20. They're doing a re-release of Shaun of the Dead too. Which I
Yeah,
think might have something with
20th
them.
anniversary.
Yeah, it's a 20th anniversary.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
crazy.
Oh, I feel old.
So those 2 gifts I just posted are 2 different people. Even though they look like the
They look
same
very
dude.
similar. Yeah. Oh no!
Yeah, I'm looking at both of them and I'm like, okay, which one is Barry Pepper? Is it the guy on the top or the one on the bottom?
Yeah, I know.
Which one was in Deep Blue Sea?
Oh, Michael Rappaport?
No, it's Michael Rappaport.
Oh, is it Barry
no.
Pepper?
No, that's not Barry Pepper. Barry Pepper
Barry
is in
Pepper
like
was in
a.
Deep Blue Sea.
He's in
Oh, man,
Crawl.
how did I get made lie to me?
He's in Crawl. You might be thinking of a different killer animal movie.
No, I think I was just thinking of it because I just remember that episode and they talking about Barry Pepper for some reason.
Yeah, it's Michael Rappaport. That's gets got in that movie.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
who also gets got in a Fallout in one of the funniest fucking death scenes I have seen in anything like
Oh,
all
fuck.
year so far.
Oh fuck!
Like he comes in as like such a badass, like, yeah, I'm in this mech, I'm gonna fuck shit up. And then
Oh,
that
right.
bear fucking comes up and is like, fuck, I gotta get out of here. And then just
Likely
gets
must have.
mauled.
I hope he watched that and enjoyed that.
That's a good use of the word fuck because it's like clever. It was funny because yeah, exactly. Because he's in that cool. Was it what power armor is that? Deadpool T65. Which one is that from Fallout?
Yeah, it would be the 65.
T65 power armor, and he's just totally badass, and then he's pathetic afterwards. I like that. See, that's a clever and smart way to use that word, not in the way that Mr. Snyder used it.
So Chris, I wasn't able to be a part of Jaws 3, but I saw
That was
something
fun.
today from Jaws 3
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
T60 power armor.
Thank you.
that I
T65.
gotta show. We gotta talk about because I'm like, what? There's an extra in it, and he wears
Oh.
a shirt that says, "I'm not making this up. I want a gargoyle to sit on my face."
Oh
Sit on
damn! I
your
missed
face."
that guy. I didn't see him during our watch party. That's funny.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know what scene that was.
Yeah, we were so distracted by how blurry and grainy the whole movie looks.
I'll tell you this though. I'm steadfast in this. I like Jaws 3
There it
more than
is.
Jaws 2.
Okay.
Oh, he was one of the guys that was trapped in the thing,
In the thing when it got flooded.
which is actually a cool concept that they do nothing with in the movie.
Yeah, like they go, they
Yeah.
like the thing starts flooding. They go into
Mhm.
like the
They're
little
trapped.
like corner thing.
Yep.
And then they just kind of stay there until the movie's over.
Yep, and I guess part of the third act is trying to rescue those people, but we never really cut like to them again. I don't know. That's an interesting
that's
thing for a
I-
movie.
I
Like
kept thinking this.
on
I wonder what's happening to those people.
on paper, like there's some interesting things about Jaws 3 as just like a killer animal movie and it's at SeaWorld. It's like, okay, all right. But it's just so cheap and poorly made and written. But it is very unintentionally funny. And as I said, I think I prefer it over 2 now. I think you can make an argument as to like what's the better made movie, directed movie, but Jaws 3 is more fun in my mind. And Jaws obviously is amazing. So,
I disagree with that particular
enough.
ranking, but at the same time, I can't say I don't get it. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it.
It's funny. We're talking about derivativeness. Jaws 2 is just so derivative of the first one. It's just like, hey, we're in the same fucking town. It's the same character, except it's just lesser. Everything's lesser. Where it's like, well, you know what? At least they tried to do something different with the third one.
Yeah.
But I can't deny that, yeah, when it comes to the action scenes and sequences, and the shark looks awful. Like, the shark always looks awful in 3. There's never a shot where it looks good. And even though I love it's baby shark, that I don't think sharks give a shit about their young. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but I feel like they're born and that's it. Then you're on your own. Then they're just swimming around.
Dude, remember when you thought that was going to be the main shark?
I did.
I
was like, that's kind of small.
That's it? Like, what's this little motherfucker going to do?
Yeah, it had been a hot minute since I saw Jaws 3. I was like, really? And then it looks so fake with them playing it in the water. I was like, oh my god, please. Oy, oy, oy. What are you gonna say,
But
Tommy?
I believe Tommy was going to say something.
Oh no, I was about to say I have a shark pool toy that looks just like that.
Yeah. It's the same brand that they use for the film.
Yeah. It is good for some laughs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was laughing.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
I like the
Dennis
one guy,
Quaid.
the shitty, smarmy. Yes, that guy. He was just literally trapped in the shark's like mouth for the last third of the film. He just the body couldn't get out of
Yeah,
there.
when that shark was like, I want to feel you deep inside
Yeah.
me.
Oh, he
guess
was
so.
boring him? He was like a snake?
Yeah, he devored him. He devoured him whole. But he was just
Oh,
stuck in his
damn.
throat. He was just like,
So like
Yeah.
a snake eating someone?
wouldn't the shark like? I know they
Choke?
breathe underwater, but yeah, choke in some capacity or when.
Well, they got
Yeah,
gills,
well-
so I mean, if it's
Oh.
underwater and it's eating him,
But if
then
it's
maybe.
like plugged into its, I mean, I don't understand. Like, I don't know shark anatomy, so maybe they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. They can have all that shit down in there. But I don't know. I mean, not that it matters because the movie doesn't follow any. I love that they have the shark backing up, which I knew was like sharks can't do that, and it's just a reverse shot. They just reverse the footage.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm excited.
love
I
that.
want to watch Jaws 4 with you guys. Hopefully, I will be able to stay up and I'm not sick. By then.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'll
that's going to be fun.
that'll be
All I
next
know
week.
about it is
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
Caine, and I've seen a really a fan version that was kind of. I mean, it was made. All I'll just say is don't watch it.
Yeah, Michael Caine and the dude from Last Starfighter plays the older Brody son now.
Oh, it's that guy. He plays the. Oh wow, shit.
Yeah, that's him. And I'm pretty sure that movie killed his career because it's like he started off, I think, as one of the nurses in Halloween 2, and then Last
Oh,
Starfighter, where it's
I know
like,
what you're talking
hey,
about.
this guy's pretty good, and then Jaws 4, and it's like downhill from there.
Aw.
That's an interesting trajectory. So yeah, he did Halloween 2, which I mean I'm not a fan of the movie, but it made a lot of money, and he was like one of the lead characters. And then Last Starfire, and then that. Damn,
Lance Guest is his name, by the way.
Lance Guest.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why it's so interesting, like to watch these movies with you guys, whether it be Jaws 3 or something like Zombie Nightmare. And it's just like, what happened to these people? And some is like, oh shit, they actually went on to other things, but all these other people like we never saw them again, or they just did a
Went on
couple
to direct
movies
the
and that was
Jackson movie.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that gift reminds me. So, did Louis Gossett Jr. win his Oscar before or after Jaws 3?
I don't know.
I
No,
thought
it
you
was
were-
after. It was after. Because
Okay.
it was for Officer and a Gentleman, right?
Right.
yeah,
I guess that was
That
like
was in the 90s.
88 or
Oh, was it?
maybe it was the 90s. I can't
I
remember.
thought it was like 90 or 91. No,
So-
that was
something-
Silence of the Lambs. Never
So,
mind.
so
I
it's
think
like,
you're right.
all right, you watch that movie and you're like, oh well, at least a couple of people had careers after this movie.
Oh yeah, Louis Gossett Jr. He was already known, and yeah, he was fine. It was a
He
paycheck.
he actually gives probably the best performance in the movie. Like he's
I
actually
like him in the
credible
movie.
in his scenes.
No, he's not bad. Like
Honestly,
he's
I-
competent. At the
From
very
what
least.
I've seen, I feel that way about Michael Caine in 4, but I haven't
Michael
seen the
Caine.
full movie. Michael
So,
Caine.
Officer and Gentleman came out a year before Jaws 3.
Oh wow! Oh,
Oh.
shit! Not that it
He was
matters.
still in
82.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. What was Enemy Mine? Was that because then that would be him and
Enemy
Dennis Quaid
Mine
again.
was 85, so that was after.
There you go.
Okay,
See,
okay.
Now, I love that movie. I think that's one of his
We gotta
best
watch
roles.
it.
Yeah, we will. We'll watch Enemy Mine. It's been on.
I want to
I
watch
haven't-
the one part though that I know about that movie.
Yeah.
The part where he's like, I have both male
Yeah,
and
yeah.
female.
Yeah. Trying to.
Trying to what? I did have another thing I want to talk about, but it's
He's trying to
DC
think
related.
of more. He's trying to think of more good things to say about.
No.
Jaws 3.
I
Oh.
was. Well, yeah, maybe a little.
I
bit.
will. I will throw one in. Leah Thompson sure is pretty in that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's fine. Yeah, she looks good. Oh no!
But,
now I
what
remember
was
this scene.
Austin
This is
gonna
the
say?
scene I was gonna bring up. This scene that I liked with Dennis Quaid. My favorite random weird scene is his sweaty fucking pits. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, what the hell's wrong? I mean,
He's,
I get
like,
it. He's no, well, he's just super sweaty. It's like everyone else is pretty dry and everything, but his pits are just so good. And he has a reason to be nervous because
he's dead.
there is a giant shark in SeaWorld. But I just remembered it just stands out. Compared to everyone else who's just looking normal except for him.
I mean, he
And I
is
thought that
Dennis
was very
Quaid.
funny.
It sounds pretty normal for him. You know?
My favorite scene in the movie is when he pulls a little mini Grand Theft Auto thing where he beats the shit out of a guy and steals his
That
go
was
kart
fun.
and then
I know,
almost
that
crashes
was
it into a
funny.
bunch of
Oh my
babies and
God.
then crashes it against a bunch of carts or
See?
whatever.
Oh my
The movie's got
God.
more going
That
on
reminded me of
too.
the scene from the Jackass movie where they're on the mini golf course with the golf
Oh,
course
yeah.
and they're cracking into shit.
Yeah, you almost want the shark to come out of the water and be like, "Hi, I'm Bruce, and welcome to Water Jackass."
Yeah.
But I believe Austin wanted to say something.
Oh, because of Cape Crusader, I'm like, I've been going through a DC thing where I'm like, I'll watch someone talk about episodes of Justice League or
Yeah, it's fun.
some of those offshoot
I've done
movies.
those.
And then I remembered, did you ever watch that Batman Superman Public Enemy
Oh, yeah.
movie?
Yeah, I have. I know what it is.
Do you remember the one part where
Toy Man?
Clancy Brown,
Oh.
who's Jack because he's been taking
Super fucking
steroid
jacked.
crap,
Yeah.
uh,
Laced with
just kisses
kryptonite.
Amanda
Laced with
Waller?
kryptonite, by the way. Yeah.
kisses Amanda Waller without consent.
Oh yeah, he straight up sexually assaults Amanda Waller, and she's fucking shocked. She's shook. She's like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
just happened?"
I'm
And
like,
then after
if-
that, she betrays him. Just like, "Good for
Yeah.
you, girl."
No, but I'm thinking if they do this in live action with Nicholas Hoult and Viola Davis,
Ha!
what's Davis gonna do? I'm like,
she would hit him so hard, she'd punch him
I'm
in
like,
the,
I
in the
think
face.
she's gonna either shoot his dick or cut his dick off.
Nah,
What are
she
the
just,
two? What are the
she'd
two?
just clock him.
She's gonna cut his fucking throat if he pulls that
She'd
shit.
clock him really good. Yeah.
But wow, that sounds like that scene at the end of Transformers 3 where John Turturro forces himself onto Frances McDormand and she's like, "Oh, you're so hilarious and charming. Now
I remember
get
that
out of
scene.
here."
I remember
Like
that.
he is very horny in that. He's taking steroids and just I gotta fuck something.
It's not just steroids laced with kryptonite, and so it's fucking
Yeah.
with his mind. He becomes very erratic. The movie's fine. It's okay. Apparently it's based on a popular comic or something. But I like you, Austin. I love those deep dive channels where someone goes into the minutia of the episode of Batman the Animated Series, tons of cool facts
Justice
about
League.
it and stuff. Justice League, but stuff. Well, the DCAU. It's all. It's all.
It was a lot. They're
it's all of
talking
it.
they're talking about a Patriot Act.
Hell yeah.
That
Yeah.
episode where it's basically all the non-powered characters versus jacked J.K. Simmons.
Huh? In what?
It's the
Is that the one with Task Force X?
no, it's the one where
Hello.
after Cadmus is
You guys want to do?
disbanded,
Hold on, I'm sorry. Do you-
General Eiling gets Hulk serum.
Yeah,
and
no, I know what
he
you're
wants
talking about.
to fight Superman, and
Yeah.
he gets all the D-list characters. So he fights Vigilante and Shining Knight and
That's right.
Stargirl, which I guess he's a bit bigger now.
In that, I know the episode you're talking about now. Oh no,
Yeah.
is it the same
Yep.
episode? Yeah, no, I know what you're talking.
Yeah, it's Patriot Act.
In a similar episode to that, when I think Cadmus is still around, you see this is when they had captured Doomsday, and on this council of scientists that work for Amanda Waller, you see actually a number of people. You see Dr. Hugo Strange from Batman the Animated Series, who was in that one episode. It's oh, he's fucking there, and it's speculated that he's the one that actually gave the identity of Batman to her. It's that's fucking neat because she knows who
Do you have that
who
magic
Batman
ladies
is.
there?
And then the other person that's there is what's his name? It was the guy from it was the scientist that
Oh yeah,
created that
guy.
plague. What's his name? Deadpool?
Oh no, different person. I thought you were going to
yeah.
talk about the head of Star Labs. who
Stern?
used to
No,
be
no, but he's
Superman's ally.
he's there. He's right there. Yeah, he betrayed Superman.
Isn't that Magic Lady also part of it? That becomes Luthor's kind of like partner in the
No,
next season?
that's later on. That's the Injustice League or the whatever they're called.
No, really?
No, there is also. I believe she's there as well.
Oh, she's there as
Yeah,
well.
there's like
Fair
a
enough.
scene where like it's her, that creepy guy, and it's like all of them basically.
But then the other guy, yeah, the guy who started the plague in Gotham City, and also got the guy that made a werewolf. Like he's there too, and Doomsday actually kills him. At one, he squishes his head. I was like, or it's heavily implied that he squishes his head. It's like, oh damn. So he got his. Oh, and another cool thing in the Suicide Squad episode that they call Task Force X, the Clock King's they're kind of like their handler. He's the control guy. He's the man. He's the man in the chair. And I was like, and I love the Clock King episodes in Batman series. Super underrated. So I was like, and they brought back the same voice actor. I did a short on it recently, so I was just like,
Wow.
made me happy to
it's
think
like a
about that.
better-
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there. Oh, yeah, it is Magic Girl. Yeah, you're right. So there it is, and there's Dr. Hugo Strange, obviously, of his big old noggin. Yeah, and there's what's his name with the ball haircut. Man, what's that guy's name? My phone's charging in the room. All right, we're Vorin, by the way. We're Vorin.
Oh.
I switched it up. No, there he is. Yeah, there's a scene where he's just pumping. Yeah, you know why? Because he's just got fucking testosterone just going.
Yeah. There's that
There's
episode.
veins.
That's the
Yeah,
one I'm
there it
talking
is.
about. It's Patriot Act.
Mm-hmm. Patriot Act.
Yeah.
Patriot Act. As Alec Baldwin said. Yeah, good episode.
Better than Cape Crusader. I don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing about I did not expect to dislike it as much as I do. It's just it's just kind of dull. That's my
Half-baked.
whole thing. I mean, I go back to, and it's like they should have just done a revival of the original show and
Here's
did
the
more.
thing, Chris.
Hold
Here's
on.
the thing.
They and
sorry.
did more seasons because
Mhm.
and they probably could have because Bruce Timm apparently from what I
yeah,
was
what?
reading had been approached like years ago to do a revival, and I was just like, fuck, they could have still had Kevin Conroy voice Batman. They could have brought back like Lauren Lester. They'd have to recast Tim Drake probably, but then God, it's such a lost opportunity.
Here's
And
the thing.
then I think like we got this over that, and the more that I think about it, the more I'm just like, man, nah. They should have done. They should have done that. Should have done that because we could have. We could, because of the success of that, they might have gone like, oh shit, I think that would have been a ratings hit, and people. It would have got people like watching the older episodes of Superman and Batman Beyond and Justice League and Justice League Limited, Stand Shock, even the Zeta, probably not the Zeta Project, but all that. And we could have got a new era of the DCAU. And I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad as I'm talking about it.
Chris, I'm gonna tell you. I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell you
like it
something.
when Chris gets mad.
I don't want to make you mad.
I'm gonna
but-
make a separate video. I'm gonna make a separate video for this.
Well, I'm about to make him even more mad because I just realized something, and this is probably going to be the last time we'll talk about Snyder on this episode. So all you people in the comments, chillax. But someone posted this the other day about
Oh
like,
boy, that
What is it? I can't even read it.
okay, so this is from a guy who said
why
like, I asked Zach about the one and only Boy Wonder Robin,
Okay.
and apparently what Snyder said was, Jared Leto's Joker turned Dick Grayson into Joker Jr. Batfleck killed him to put his son out of his misery, and that's how Joker got him to break his no-kill rule, which started Batfleck's violent rampage.
You know, there's a better version of that. Literally,
Is there?
yes, there is.
Yes.
In Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker, where the
Yes.
flashback sequence where
Oh, right.
where
right, okay.
because Terry's like, what the fuck happened all those years ago? He's talking to Barbara, and she's like, all right, I'll tell you what he did. And it revealed that Joker had kidnapped Tim Drake and tortured him for 3 months, and then it had destroyed his mind along with his body, and it's just like, Jesus Christ.
I know.
But and the thing is, the reason why that works in that,
It's because we know Robin
We
at that
know
point,
Robin.
and there's a dynamic
Yep,
for us to
and
get
the
invested
family
in.
and everything, and Justice like, oh my god, and it makes Bruce all the more guilty, and it just shows like these are child soldiers, and so it makes sense then why he's so alone, by the time we get to Batman Beyond, like those first few episodes. It's like, oh, it's because of this. It's the inciting incident. This is where everything like truly went wrong. Not that they didn't have some bad moments before this, but it was like, yeah, that was it. And
Also explains why Bruce starts pushing people away.
Yep, totally. Because he doesn't want them to get hurt, and he can't. He's also crazy. He can't be
I remember
truthful.
watching that movie when I was like 7, or
Love
after that part happened, I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this movie no more.
I was obsessed with it as a kid. Because I had already watched Batman animated series and Batman Beyond. I was like, they're making a movie, and I remember getting on VHS the clamshell, and it was so good.
Chris, now I'm gonna make you feel better. They
Yes.
technically have returned to that with that like Harley Quinn movie.
That doesn't count. How's that make me feel better? That movie sucks. The movie's terrible.
No, but that's the
That's
point.
the-
If
you
they
did
came
the
back to
opposite.
It,
You-
might have sucked. It might have sucked.
It did
and
suck.
they
It's
ruined
not
the
good.
legacy.
Well,
No,
Look,
I don't agree
look.
with that.
The worst. Look,
That was,
look.
that was
If
Bruce
you
Timm's
can't do
fetish
it
on
now-
full display.
Look. Chris, Kevin Conroy, he still voiced Batman for many years.
I know.
There was, I don't really think it would have worked. I just don't think
I
the
think it
show
would've
would have
worked.
been.
I think they could have done it. Because they would have gotten a lot of. I mean, the original writers, but also new blood in there too. It could have been.
Yes.
Look at what X-Men '97.
But that's like a special case.
I
don't
think
know
this
if
could have
you-
been a special case. There's no reason why it
When
couldn't have been a
did
special
they
case.
approach him about it? Was it like around the time the Arkham games were popular?
I don't know when they had.
Because if it was,
I think maybe
I
you're
can definitely
right.
see how that would have done. It
Yeah,
could
no,
have done really good.
Yeah, I think it had to be. It had to be because it's like, oh shit, and the guy who voiced. Because I remember even when articles were coming out and a lot of people. I mean, mainstream doesn't really know about Kevin Conroy. Like who's the voice of Batman? Like they probably wouldn't know. Like most, like an ordinary guy, Joe Schmo on the street. But I think you're right, Deadpool. It must have been. Because those games put him and Hamill back into the pop culture zeitgeist people were talking about. They were Game of the Year contenders. They sold tens of millions of copies. Like, parents probably, watching their kids play and like, wait, I know that voice. And they're like, oh, it's the guy that did the cartoon. And they look him up and it's like, damn. They should
But
have.
here's the thing.
So,
You have
yes,
that amazing finale and epilogue and all the Justice League.
I'm not saying that still
finales
can't
and-
happen. The
No,
thing,
but I'm just saying, like, do you want to? That legacy is there, and it will always be there,
It
and
will.
always be great, and you can always go back. But if they made a new one, it just might ruin it. I don't know.
I don't think it'll. No, you can't. It's like with the original Star Wars trilogy, where people say Star Wars is dead, and everything, or it killed. Like people were saying that back when the prequels came out. Like, oh, this is killing the original trilogy. It didn't. That's not going to affect my love for it.
I'm not
still,
saying that, but I'm just
still
saying it's
going.
like-
It could be bad, yeah, but I think there's a greater chance of it being good than bad. Just because that team, what they did was incredible.
But they did that in the '90s, actually.
They went into the mid 2000s with it. The Justice
That's
League
true.
ended in what 2006, 2007, and
And
so
we saw what could be done with Arkham too.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
how-
true.
That's Paul
Well,
Dini
Arkham's
wrote.
sort of a spin-off of that.
Yeah,
That is true. And then we could see when they took out the guy who wrote the first two and then gave it to someone else, and why it was not as liked.
which one? Oh, Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
didn't like
Didi
Arkham
didn't
Knight.
write that.
Yeah, he didn't. No, God, yeah, Arkham Knight. I'm not a fan of that game. I really
No,
don't.
no one
I
is.
just, yeah.
But anyway, I'm just trying to be like, maybe we live in a good timeline where we didn't get the shitty version of Batman, '90s Batman Returns.
No, I want them to. I want them to do it. I still think there's an opportunity to do it.
So I never got a chance to say my thoughts on
Oh, please, sorry.
Cape Crusader.
Mhm.
So basically the same thing. You
Okay.
see your.
I don't
yeah,
feel
like
that
it's-
alone anymore. Then, all right.
It's diet
Yeah.
Batman the animated series.
Yep. Yeah.
Batman
A great
Like,
way to
I like
put
the
it.
aesthetic,
Mm,
but it's like
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't commit to
Yeah.
anything.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it
Like
feel
I would have
just
liked it more if they would have committed more to the 1930s aesthetic
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
more
and
pulpy
did
and
more
stuff?
1930s stuff. It's just like it just
Flat.
left me wanting more.
I think there's like this permeating flatness throughout it, and extended into the character and the voice acting. I was very unimpressed with some of the voice acting in this show.
Like Hamish Linklater, I like him as doing the voice.
Mhm.
It's just you don't give him much to work with.
Yeah.
His Batman's kind of just there.
Yep.
And also he's a piece of shit.
No, he's
Yeah.
he's
Like,
definitely
he's
a
not
cold.
likable at all.
No.
His Bruce Wayne is not good. Like
Pennyworth.
he's like kind of the party boy. He's like if Tony Stark was Bruce Wayne.
I didn't mind his Bruce Wayne. I actually.
I don't think
I
it's
liked
bad.
it.
It's just
fine.
like it just feels like it's like like Bruce Wayne's also like a very charitable guy. He seems like he cares about others. He tries to do good even as Bruce Wayne and some, but this one really doesn't.
It's like Gentleman Ghost. He's like, Alfred, this guy isn't a villain. He's beating up the pores like I am.
Like in in the Batman animated series, Bruce Wayne he's well liked.
Yeah,
He's
he
really
is.
liked. He's a well liked person.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a bit of a playboy, but everybody's like everybody
Bruce.
just likes him.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
everyone has
he just
respect
has
for him.
that infectious charisma.
Yeah, except that one guy in that Scarecrow episode. It's like, Bruce Wayne, you're a piece of shit. He's like, oh my god, and then he gave Batman an existential crisis.
I don't want to. I want you to finish it though, Chris, because the
I'll finish it
last
eventually.
episode made me mad. I'll say this: last episode, there's something they do that I don't like, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
I still have to watch the last one, and I'm kind of afraid to because I've kind of saw some what people are hinting at.
Must deal with Harvey Dent, right? It's got to deal with Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
I
becomes.
actually like their
Two-Face.
version of Two-Face, but I don't want to talk about it since you haven't seen it.
I don't mind this version of Harvey.
Apparently, from what I've read, the Joker makes an appearance in the
Oh, it's
last
a Joker.
episode.
I knew it. I knew he would.
I will
think-
say
Can't
that
help
does
himself.
happen,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the part that makes me mad. There is something else that does. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'll give the show credit for one thing. I think their version of Harvey Dent and Two-Face is actually pretty good.
I've liked Harvey so
No,
far.
that's why I say if you like that, at least watch the last 2 episodes. Yeah, because
Okay.
it's basically focused on him.
Can I
and
skip?
this is
Can I
not-
ask you a question, guys? Can I skip episode okay? When does he get fucked up? Which episode?
End of 7?
Oh, it is?
the last
Oh,
2
shit.
episodes.
Oh wow, I could have seen that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the episode. I call that the episode where they couldn't get what's her name who plays Wednesday Addams. So
Christina Ricci.
yeah, no, not Christina Ricci.
No, she's the voice
of
new
Catwoman.
Wednesday.
Oh, Jenna
Jenna
Ortega.
Ortega.
Yeah, they couldn't
Jenna
get Jenna
Ortega,
Ortega
yeah.
for this character. That's I'm
Alright.
like, yeah, that's. There's like one
Honestly,
interesting thing in
you
it.
could
but
skip 8.
I can
Yeah.
skate. I was gonna ask if I'm
Just
just
maybe
like.
watch the end credits
I
of
feel
it
like it
because it sets
matters.
up the Two-Face stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But the Joker's, yeah, of course, Joker's in. What's he doing?
So I just have a question though.
He's hanging out.
Is
Yeah, he's,
Thor
yeah, I bet he
member
is. He's
of
like,
the-
that was crazy shit
is that,
that's been
one of
going on.
Like DC, like I know there's the Falcons and the,
Yeah, Falcones.
but
Or
there's
Falcons.
Thorn. I'm like, is
Yeah,
he a
Rupert
known?
Thorne. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
animated series. They brought Rupert Thorne to prominence for the animated series. He's like the big mob boss in Gotham City.
will
he's
say-
in multiple episodes. He God, which one? He was in the guy who killed. What was it? The man who killed Batman. He was. He's in the Two-Face episodes.
Oh, okay.
What else has he been in? He was in. Oh, one episode was just focused
Oh,
on him
sorry,
having a
guys.
heart condition.
I will
who
say I
else?
agree with you about the female penguin. I wish they just did anything with her. She's
They
just
didn't do
there.
anything with her.
It's like kind of like
Tumblr's doing a lot with her.
Oh!
Good for Tumblr. Good for
I
Tumblr.
bet they are.
Rule
oh
34, I bet.
Oh
Oh,
god.
look.
yeah.
I
Oh,
think it's
my
interesting,
Lord.
but
She's
they
got
just
curves.
it's like it's even with the Harley Quinn. I'm like, there's interesting things here, but like they don't really do too much with it.
Oh, Harley Quinn, I think, is the worst in this show. I'm just like, oh my god.
And-
every time this character shows up, I'm just like, here we go. It's just dull.
Did you see the part where she's like, "Oh, Dr. Crane"? She mentions
Yeah.
Scarecrow.
No, I know. I was like, oh, don't worry.
Was her mentor.
I pick up on that. I'm just like, all right, that's why you're fucked up.
I will also say I like that they got Eel
no
O'Brien,
fear.
which is the alias of Plastic Man, as that reporter who took the picture.
Oh, I didn't even get that one. I didn't get that
Yeah.
reference. I'm not.
Well, in that Nocturnal episode, all the Robins show up.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only reason you might want to watch it.
All the
But
Robins?
I think it's kind of dumb.
Wait, all of them? Like
Well-
Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake. They're.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're committing time crimes.
Damien.
I think so.
Well,
All of them are
I hope
kids,
not, David. You get his
they're all
last other.
orphans.
except
They're-
David.
yeah,
Oh my god.
there's
Are
little
they different
Dicky.
ages?
Mhm.
Yeah, slightly.
Okay.
There's
Time
Little
crimes.
Dicky.
Uh-huh.
Then there's Jace,
Jeez.
and then the female Robin.
Oh,
What's her
okay.
name?
Oh, Sophia
Cassie?
Brown?
Carrie Todd.
No. Oh, is it Carrie Kelly? Carrie Kelly?
Carrie
I think
Kelly.
so,
That's
yeah.
right. The one
Yeah.
from Returns.
Oh, okay.
And then Stephanie Brown. I
Yeah.
believe.
Oh, and Stephanie Brown. Oh, shit, yeah. And
But,
they
I
do
mean,
nothing.
They're not
with
actually
it.
Robins, though. They're
right.
just orphans.
It's just referenced. Okay, so
Just a bunch of orphans.
and there's a bunch of
Which is
Batmans. Like these are my orphans now.
I'm gonna top them
It would
all.
be
Yeah.
funnier.
My little
Yeah.
soldiers.
My little child soldiers.
Yeah.
Put on
It's like the
Yeah,
end of Madam
Batman-
Web, where he's like, "They're all mine."
Yeah, we're
yeah.
yeah. He pulls a Metal Gear Solid 5 and recruits an army child soldier.
Yeah, it's just oh my god, exactly that.
Collects
Making
them like
Liquid Snake.
Pokemon.
It reminded me. I'll say this,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
reminds
it
me a
would.
lot of that like.
Oh no,
that
Jason fainted.
Gaslight- that Gotham by Gaslight show or movie
Oh,
they
movie.
did.
Yeah, it's based on the comic. Pretty good
I
comic.
know. I'm like just saying like.
That would've
They
been
just
better.
had to do more different. Even like I will say this, even Beware the Batman, I think is better than this, which is the CGI
haven't-
one they did.
I never watched it.
It's pretty good. I mean, they like actually do lesser villains like Mr. Pig and Magpie and Anarchy, and I'm like, it's more interesting. And even though it's like CGI, and
Ty, look at that! Look at that!
We're all winners.
Yay!
you know, and I like
only one
also
wears
instead
the
of Robin
crown.
being
True.
his sidekick, it's Katana,
Oh, my head.
which I thought was kind
Look
of
at me.
interesting.
Like with Cape
Oh,
Crusader, I
crap.
like how they depict some of the villains. I think some of it's interesting.
Let's do it.
Honestly,
Like I like
I
what
was.
they did with Catwoman. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Christina
At least it
Ricci
was a different
good.
take.
Holy mackerel!
You know, I like what they did with Clayface,
Yeah.
which that version could be used for the Batman.
hmm
Oh, is it
That's
like
what I was
super
thinking.
realistic?
Yeah,
Be on a
Like
team
he could
together.
become the. I just feel like I don't think they have to do the Blob by the end. Or I guess Mud Monster.
Yeah, well, he's Clay.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why he's called
But,
Clayface.
but it's like he's like he's like he has the more goopy form, and then later
Yeah.
on they kind of go with like a more bricky form.
Yeah, I mean, what they do in the show is his original look, like from the comics. There's been
It
so many
actually
different
isn't.
Clay faces. Oh, it's not.
it's similar, but it's different. Because I looked it up during after we did that discussion,
Right.
and he looks like that. The version of the show is identical to the Spirit, no, the Shadow.
Right.
The original one, there's some similarities, but it's very different.
Is the mask like not as messed up? Is it more just kind of like almost like an old man mask?
Sort of, kind of
Okay.
like,
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've seen like an image of it.
and
Let me
he
look
wears
at
a
it.
purple suit.
Oh, why did I pick that
Like a
one? I never
zoot
liked
suit.
that one.
I actually really like the Batman version, but
Damn.
that wasn't that was a total. I like just like a lot more lean, but it's still kind of
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
stretchy.
I mean, they're definitely paying homage to that with that, but
Yeah.
Bye,
Yeah, but-
Tommy.
Good
Bye,
night,
that
Tommy.
one looked-
Have a good night.
It looks, yeah, it looks like they took the Shadow and mixed it with the original
Sure.
Clayface.
Yeah. No, I
Matt
agree. Especially
Reeves,
the
come
red.
on.
The red right there. I mean, that's definitely like the shadow.
I-
You're right.
I will say, I hope if they do these
Yeah.
like in these Batman movies, if they have Harvey Dent, don't make him Two-Face right away. Like maybe have him at like do like even
They did that. They've done that actually. Funny enough.
you just don't make
Yeah,
like
the
just
first Batman.
The first Batman movie,
yeah, that's
which
what I
I was
mean,
like,
but, like-
that's restraint. Which is
show-
crazy for that movie. Insane that has
Yeah, yeah.
restraint.
But-
I
and-
mean, in the original Batman animated, they had
true.
Harvey there for a while before they even did the
Yeah,
slow burn
that's
of
right.
his.
but like even in
decline.
Dark Knight, it's
It-
like we introduce Harvey and then he also becomes Two-Face in the movie.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a lot, but it still works. But I see what you're saying. No, but you're right, Edgy. Yeah, because he's in it leather wings. It's actually a
Yeah.
great fucking scene where it's the Mayor Hamilton Hill, Commissioner Gordon, and Harvey, and they're talking. Okay, how do we handle this Batman situation? They get into like the politics of it. It's like this is crazy that this was a cartoon for children. It's like this is very mature and dark. And then the next time in like great second appearance when he's dating Pamela Isley. And she basically almost murders him with her poisoned kiss because what was the reason? He had built a prison apparently on the stretch of land that contained like these wild roses. That's like super rare. And it's like, and
That
she
does
has like the
sound like
last
a-
one, and she's like, "Fuck this guy." And yeah, he's the reason why she became like an eco-terrorist. So it's like, that's fascinating. So
But
and
yeah,
yeah, they made you care about him beforehand. Love
That's
it.
what they got to do in these movies. They got to establish like a relationship with Bruce, who probably needs a friend.
Yeah. And they do in Pretty Poison. They do in that episode. They're really good.
Oh,
friends.
I meant in these new movies.
Oh, I
That's
understand
all.
what you're saying.
Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
rumors
yeah,
that they
yeah.
might appear or something.
You're right.
Yeah, the Batman 2 should have. Well, honestly, they should introduce Harvey Dent in the Penguin show. That would be the best place to introduce
Oh, that
him.
would be a good place. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then have him be sort of Batman's ally in the Batman 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can have him
Mhm.
become Two-Face in the third movie or
Yeah.
fourth one.
Yeah, it's how you do it. Yeah, that's what I want. Good friendship between Bruce needs a friend. He's fucking weird in that movie. I love it, but I love my little weird. I'm gonna come back home, have the mascara in my face, and write in my
So I have an idea
war
who they
journal.
should cast for Harvey Dent in the
Dang.
Batman series.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, who?
Dan Stevens.
Oh, well, of
Of
course.
course.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna have.
He'd be
I'm not
perfect
gonna have an
for
issue
it.
with that. He would.
He
be.
is perfect. He is
He's
good
a
at being
weirdo.
little freaks.
Yeah, he is. He
By the
loves
way,
playing a villain.
Speaking of casting, they released. I should have sent this to Osnick earlier. They released photos
Oh, I
from
saw.
from that Saturday Night Live movie that's coming up, and I wanted to get your thoughts on some of the lookalikes. Like we
That guy
I
got.
can't
got
see him. It's hard for me to see where I'm sitting.
He's
Oh,
got
well,
the.
Well, they've got
Oh,
Dylan
okay.
O'Brien as Dan Aykroyd.
The one John. Who's the wearing the ridiculous wig in the middle? Is that supposed to be John Belushi?
Yes.
Okay, that's a ridiculous wig. His hair wasn't like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I will say the guy they got to play Chevy Chase looks pretty.
Oh
fucking
wow,
close.
shit! The
He's
guy on
got
the
that
right. Oh my
forehead, which
god.
is crazy. He's got that
Well,
like
just the face in
hammerhead
general.
Chase
Oh, it's the Riddler. This is the Riddler guy from the
Yeah.
Batman series, right?
from
Yeah.
Gotham.
Yeah, from Gotham. Yeah. Him and the Penguin. I like both of them.
Yeah,
guy
they've
is
also got I forget the actor's name, but he's Greg on Succession. They've actually got him playing 2 roles in this movie.
Mm.
They've got him as Andy Kaufman. There he is. And they've also got him as Jim Henson.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty close.
I think the guy has a great Aykroyd haircut. That like haircut and mustache. That's like primo. Like you got to be guzzling a lot of crystal vodka, talking about Bigfoot afterwards. But damn, that he's got the he looks like a young Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing some really good casting in this one. It looks like they've got J.K. Simmons in there. There he is.
Oh wow. All right, he's Milton Berle.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying
I
to
know who
remember,
it
like,
was.
okay,
I was like, who is
who's he
this?
playing? Milton Berle. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, they've also got Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid in there
Oh.
as like I forget who he's playing. He's playing let me take a look.
I was thinking about him.
I gotta
recently.
remember that we're playing bombs.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm kind of just rolling around and be like,
He had 0.
yeah,
the
I got
Batman.
0. I've had it for a while.
Eh,
Oh, I gotta throw it. I'm trying, guys.
That's who he's playing. He's
Yeah, I got a
playing an
backpack.
exec for NBC who's like overseeing the whole thing.
There you go.
And they've got the girl from Bottoms as a writer on there who is also married to Lorne Michaels.
Is she gonna be insane like she was in Bottoms? Just a fucking nut job.
I hope so. And
I
hope
don't
she's
want
dressed-
that again. I don't want that.
And I
again.
hope she's dressing up as what did you say she looked like? She looked like Freddy Krueger like throughout the entire movie with like her
Yeah, and her
clothes
weird,
patterns.
fucking sweaters that she's always wearing. Yeah, striped sweaters.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
like
wear a
a-
sweater.
Teenage girl Freddy, gender bent Freddy.
Look, her friend was dressed up like a
Frederica.
midget for
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
majority of that movie. So
Yeah, movie end. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
fun
Bottom-
night.
Yeah.
Bombs is a fever dream.
Yeah, it was a fever dream. I was like, what is this world? I just didn't know
That's what-
that it was so exaggerated. I thought, like, okay, they're the weirdos, but everyone else will be like, okay, normal. But it's like, nope, everyone is trying to match them. And I was just like, yeah, this isn't working for me. This
Oh,
is
that's
making
what I
me
loved about
nervous.
it. Like I went to see it
Yeah.
in the theater barely knowing anything. Like I hardly saw like any trailers for it.
Mhm.
And I was immediately like, oh, this shit is insane. And then I
Mhm.
realized like, oh, the whole world is insane. All right, now I'm on board with this and was just
Yeah.
laughing the entire time.
Yeah. Well, comedy, it's subjective. It's subjective.
I watched an 80s anime.
Ooh.
It was during that time with the OVAs where they would have massive budgets to release something on VHS and Laserdisc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's called Toy, so TO-Y.
Okay.
oh, I was gonna be like the Robin Williams movie, but
Nope, it's a slice of life, just a punk band trying to get through life.
All right. Huh.
And it has like really amazing animation. And and the soundtrack's killer. But it does have this weird thing though, where you have singers and all that in it,
Mm-hmm.
but no one's actually allowed to sing.
oh,
But
Oh.
they have a lot of like music with like vocals in that.
That's weird.
It's weird. But it just ended up being like, even though the plot was a little thin because it did that thing where it's like read the manga.
Right. Oh, really?
Um,
You want an explanation for this? Wow. Okay.
But for like the last scene where the band gets back together, they get their concert after being screwed out of their concert and all that, it hits in that good way.
Nice.
It's like just the whole movie's just a vibe, and there's
Oh,
a
that's
weird
cool.
girl that thinks she's a cat.
Okay. No, I
know
could.
people
I
like
believe
that.
that in anime. I'd be like, yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. You're here.
But like the whole plot of it is the lead singer of the punk band Gasp named Toy, him and his I guess girlfriend who
Mhm.
thinks she's a cat are just like basically they're a bunch of outcasts that are just trying to get by.
Yeah, no, I buy that. I
Yeah.
buy that.
And
It's like this person thinks they're a
he-
cat.
And there's an evil record producer lady
Oh,
with them
man.
80 shoulders pads that smokes a lot.
Ooh, oh,
Screwed
Jesus.
them out of that concert by having some other guy come up there, and then all the punks and goths were pissed off.
Wow. You
I
know
don't
what?
know. It was a vibe. I like this.
Kind of like an 8. You know, you're describing like a slight anime version of like Gem and the Holograms. Just like,
Yeah,
especially if the
kinda.
description of what's her name, who is this like evil like Eric Raymond. I was
It
like, yeah.
apparently was one of those OVAs that also like or like mangas I should say that inspired a lot of the band animes, like Nana and that.
I haven't seen those. I'm not too familiar with those. I guess I
Oh.
watched a couple of slice of life animes,
Mhm.
but not many. I'm a cat. Yeah, there he is.
Chris,
Yeah.
I remembered. So I know last week we talked a lot about Doom, but some stuff came out about what the Kang movie was, or Kang's Dynasty was gonna be, or like what kind of the plot was. Can we talk about that?
In Kang Dynasty?
Yeah, or what it was supposed to be, basically.
Oh, I mean, yeah, sure. I don't even know.
So basically, from what I read, it was like the TVA assembling a bunch of heroes. So it would have been Jackman's Wolverine,
Okay.
Nick Cage's Ghost Rider, all three of the
Wow.
Spideys, including Holland.
Oh, yeah, figures.
And that was basically all they listed. And they would basically stop Kang, and they would fail. And
Right.
in the end, it would create a battle world, and then like I guess a bunch of heroes would come together and
Secret Wars.
save it.
That's what it would.
Yeah,
it would be
Secret Wars.
Wars.
Create Secret Wars.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna do a variation on that. There's just no doubt.
Maybe.
You know. Well, no, absolutely. You know what they with Hugh Jackman, like that joke is when Deadpool says
90 years,
Disney.
baby.
No, he said no. That's not what he says. He says Disney's gonna have you do this until you're 90. It's like
Oh,
yeah,
that is-
yeah, it's true. It's true. And I'm just like yeah, exactly. He looked great.
Yeah.
There is this. I would like to talk about. I mean, we're gonna. I know there's the Discord. Thing
Yeah,
recently,
not
so
yet.
maybe
Not
we'll
yet.
save
I
it.
don't want to do it yet. I gave away.
I will say I
one of
got
the
a
jokes,
comment
but
about it.
sorry.
That's all, which made me laugh.
Yeah, I love Nana. Oh, shit, Katria's seen Nana. Okay, there you go.
But yes, I will.
I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised. Like, oh, you know what? They would have made Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider like more comic accurate, though. He would have been like, oh, you're actually cool. All right, they could have done that. Yeah. I think, but I think they're going to do a variation of that. They're
like
bringing
seeing-
back Hugh
yeah.
Jackman's Wolverine. They're most definitely bringing back Tom Maguire's Spider-Man, possibly Andrew Garfield. Yeah, they're doing this variation of that.
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I don't know how they're getting Holland though, because of all the weird Sony stuff right now. So we'll see.
Nah, he's coming back.
You
There's
can do anything with
yeah,
money.
Yeah, it's true.
That is true. We've
Yeah.
learned
To
that.
quote
It includes
Eric
bringing
Raymond.
back a
Eric
character.
Raymond, yeah. What's he
Yeah,
think? The
that guy.
things that money can do, or whatever this says.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's got to be a meme, and then you got to show the photo of them, Robert Downey Jr. being revealed.
Yep.
Dumb.
I should do that.
I'm still, yeah. Hell yeah.
I am.
Yeah,
we
that's
talked
the
about
thing.
that.
I guess did we talk
Yeah,
about
that's
this?
gonna suck.
I'm.
And it's not against anything on Robert Downey Jr.
not at all.
It's
No,
just,
not
No, he's a great actor. It's
he's
just,
he's coming back to a ship that's in the process of sinking.
I don't believe
Yeah.
that. I don't believe
doesn't
that.
have to
It's
do
not.
it.
It's not that.
Having the
That's not the
money.
reason. It's
I mean,
it's
Deadpool
the
proven it's not.
yeah. I mean the movie's it's a huge. It's a
money
monster
wise,
success. But what?
but like quality wise, I mean.
I
Also,
like
like,
the movie a
Dr.
lot.
Doom
I
is
think
not-
there's things to critique of the movie, but I think it's a good movie. The whole thing is not to do with like Marvel sinking ship. It's the fact that he's been Iron Man for 15 goddamn years, and he's we associate him with that character, and I don't want that attached to Doom as a character. I don't want that baggage.
yeah.
That's the problem. That's the issue that I have. I have
It's a
no
whole
doubt.
other can of worms.
I have no doubt he can. I think he can absolutely pull off Doom, but it's just like it feels like they're gonna hijack Doom just to do like an Iron Man variant thing, even though he's not a variant. But they're gonna
Yeah.
they're
It's
because
Doom
they're gonna
should be
acknowledge
its
he
own
looks like
separate
him.
thing from Tony Stark, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
I
it-
just
it
don't
isn't.
want it. I want him to be Fantastic Four, and because Doom is such a fantastic character, and he's never been adapted well in live action, and it's just like, God damn it, you could, it's right there, and so that's what bothers me about that. And I just want them to get to the goddamn mutants at this point. Just get the Fantastic Four and mutants. Sorry.
And it's dumb because like Marvel's done a really good job of staying true to the characters.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is a major
Exactly.
change.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like Doom should just be its own thing, and Iron Man should be its own thing, and that's
Yep.
it. It's like don't. Sometimes you can't mix the chocolate and the peanut butter. You just got to keep things separate.
Yeah.
It has massive. We're bringing back Palpatine energy to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of because it's like the main bad guy got in a giant court case, so it's like, oh, what are we gonna do now? It's like just scramble.
Panic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were having problems before that even. Like
Yeah.
it seems like ever since Kevin Feige,
He stepped
left,
away. He shouldn't have stepped away.
they forgot what their main goal is.
Yeah.
Is to make
Mhm.
a good movie.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I was talking to a friend of mine recently about this and how like the reason Marvel became or one of the reasons why Marvel became so huge when it did was because it was looked at as a breath of fresh air in a sea of like bad blockbuster entertainment. And over the last few years, it's just kind of ended up becoming like the face of bad blockbuster entertainment. And it feels like their way of trying to fix it is to just keep doing more of the same, except now people like it less and it's more narratively adrift than it ever was before.
it's more
Yeah.
fan service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Member berries.
Each movie you could just
Yeah.
watch them by themselves. As long as you have a basic idea what the character is, you'll understand what's going on. But everything's so interwoven now and they're focused so much on connecting everything. It's just like I have no like
I just
if you
want a
miss
good
one or
movie.
two movies, you have no idea what's going on.
It's tiresome.
Well, it's like reading an actual comic book.
Yeah, they've gotten
Man,
to
is
that
this
point.
how
Isn't that
comic actors
fascinating?
felt when they brought back Superman and killed him? Oh God.
Well,
that must have sucked.
it's so that's what shows you the success of the MCU, like Marvel. They got so big that they're starting to have the same problems that just comic books did for decades. And it's like
Yeah.
that is fascinating. That's how
folks-
successful they are, that they started to repeat the same exact mistakes of the medium they are adapting. That's
I have a-
incredible.
Speed
I
run
have a-
it.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we living in a new Clone Saga era? Is how bad
What do
it
you
is,
mean?
except with movies?
What do you mean?
No.
Well, we already
Like-
have multiverse.
Like
Stuff,
it's just like
so-
it's like
Clone should
just
be
like
next.
the worst comic, and they just keep going on, and they're trying to fix it, but nothing's
I mean,
working. Like
What do you mean? What,
The
like for
biggest
what?
mistake
Oh,
they
the spider
it-
clone.
yeah, like
Yeah, the Spider Clone Saga. I don't think no. Clone Saga that's no, because they're still having some successes. It's not like the Clone Saga was
Yeah.
like, and the thing is, people forget that sold very well. It's not good, but
I mean, some people like it, but
yeah.
it's
no, I know it overcomplicated everything.
the main issue is they got into the multiverse stuff.
Sure. Oh no.
That just makes things messy.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
No, you're not wrong. I agree with that. Yeah, it's gotten to
So
the
we
point
just need to-
now they can
Jakes
recover.
don't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why you got to get out of it. So let's get back to introduce Fantastic Four and do mutants, because X-Men 97, which that's the other thing too. Jeez, not to go back to Batman Cape Crusader, but it's like you compare the two, it's just like this is goddamn fucking night and day. Where X-Men 97
It's
is
really cheap.
It's insanely good. It's so
X-Men had a
insanely
lot-
good on not just an animation level, but the writing and the dialogue and the I forgot world building and so many other things that was like I just didn't expect that. It made me cry. Like episode 5, I was like I couldn't. We could talk about spoilers now. It's been a long
Oh
enough.
yeah.
The genocide of Genosha and just the deaths of tens of thousands of mutants, and then showing the what appeared to be the death of Magneto, and he like looks in that little kid's eyes and says like in his native language like don't be afraid before getting hit by that beam. It's like, oh my god. And then everything with Gambit.
Yep.
And absolutely, I was like, what the fuck? And then how epic the music was. It was like, holy shit! Like it was so cinematic in feeling, and I was like, wow. And it made me feel, the same way that I did maybe that only a couple of the X-Men films ever. Well, like Logan only made me like feel sad that way. And I was like, okay, this is something special. I'm still floored by that.
I'm glad you
show.
liked it, Peanut.
Floored by
I'm
that
kidding.
show.
For me, it was Cable's parents saying goodbye.
Yes.
That's a great scene.
That's I just lost it.
They
Yeah.
got me to like
I'll be right back.
Cyclops. That's impressive.
I'll be
They
right back.
wrote him badly. Oh no, he's got to go fight the hobos in the tunnels.
Oh
Did he leave us while it's recording?
no. Yeah. Okay, everyone.
Oh.
We own this now. It's
Yeah,
us.
we own this.
Yeah.
Is it sad though, going back, that some level those like X-Men movies are slightly tainted by Bryan Singer?
Yeah.
And
The-
if you
yeah,
go back and watch them,
I mean,
You can also separate the artist from the art.
that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
like it's not like actually never mind. He has cameos and I think at the very least like the last two.
Oh,
But
wait,
other than that, like it's not like he's on screen in every single scene, you know?
that's fair. That's fair.
I just like to always describe it as, yes, you can still watch them, but then you also have the ooze on it. It's still, there's a grime.
The ooze does go away
Yeah.
if you watch it via Xbox or F movies or Putin Tube or whatever.
What are we talking
But
about?
it's
We're talking about Bryan Singer and the X-Men movies. It's like, can you watch it without your brain just sort of going back to what he did? And because he's not like on screen except for like a cameo in a few of them,
Yeah.
you can. I think you can.
and whoever directed 3, because I can't remember their
Oh,
name.
Brett
Brett
Ratner. Brett Ratner.
Oh yeah, who's also kind of a piece of shit.
I have
Oh,
it worse
very
with
much
the
so.
Harry Potter series anyways, so
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. X2. That I think it's dated, but that's the best of that original trilogy. I like that
Yeah.
film. I was thinking about the other day because I was doing some Deadpool shorts, and I was looking at footage of it, and I was just like, okay, yeah, the effects are dated, but the story's really interesting, and the things that it was able to talk about, like that whole scene where it's a good, surprisingly good like B plot going on. I guess not the B plot because Wolverine's with them, but when they go to Bobby Drake's parents' house. And that whole sequence, it's like a kid trying to come out to his parents that he's gay, and like the parents, no, but it's great. It's handled incredibly well. That's the thing. It's like this is what the X-Men does. It's like
It
Yeah.
captures the ethos
Yes.
of what the original idea for the X-Men was.
absolutely, and it's like, damn, this is, and the mom even says, "Can you just try not being a mutant?" I'm just like, oh man,
Oh.
Well, I
it's
always
like,
feel that's why I
wow,
don't like
it's
Deadpool too.
brilliant.
And his brother straight up like calls the cops on all of
Yeah,
them too.
yeah, it's
Oh,
just
damn.
my brother's like, you can imagine that in a movie, like a fucked up movie, it's like my brother's gay, call the cops on him. It's like that kind of ignorant way of thinking, and it's just like,
from,
yeah, they did it
just
well.
Like goddamn, the Country Bears.
It's
Were
it's
they
a good
gay in
movie.
the Country Bears? I can't remember.
No. But the brother's like, "You're a bear," and tries to point it out, and is just a real dick about it. And it's
Oh,
just like,
right, okay. But what was Herman gonna say?
Sorry, Chris.
they're and just Stryker, like they really made that
Sure.
character so prominent. Like
Well,
in
it
the
helps that
movies.
you've got Brian Cox playing.
Well,
him,
100%,
so-
who does a great job. He was like back in the day, like I would say, like if you were to do like a top 10 comic book movie list, like from 2000 to maybe like 2008 or 2010, he'd be on that list maybe. Honestly, out of all those actors, I mean, yeah, like Heath Ledger's Joker would be above him and things, obviously, but he's up there. And he's different. It's a very different take because in the comic, which is Edgy, you probably know this.
Yeah.
Man Kills God. Is that the name of
Oh,
the
yeah,
book?
Was
He's a
it,
priest.
what is it?
Oh yeah, it's something like that.
God-
Man.
God loves
Man-
man
Man
hates
kills.
Or, man kills or something like
That
that.
sounds
God
about
loves
right.
man
I have-
kills.
Thank you.
It's a great book.
I have that graphic novel too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
do I.
It's a good one. And the thing is,
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that to my local library.
they.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. They got a good graphic novel section in the library.
Yeah, I used to do this thing when superhero movies would come out that were based on a particular comic. I would ride my bike like 8 miles to a comic book shop that was in a city nearby, and by nearby I mean like 8 miles away,
Midnight
and go
Katrina.
there and find the comic that the movie was based on and buy that. So I did that for that. I did it for Days of Future Past. I did it
Katrina.
for I did it for like I got the Ultimates there because that was like Whedon's main inspiration for his 2 Avengers movies, like all that stuff.
Really? That was his inspiration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of makes
The
sense.
Ultimates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
guess.
he's
Well, I
talked
the
guess.
modern-
Well, Nick Fury.
Yeah, he's talked about how tone-wise he was inspired by it. There's several
Jesus.
images from it that he
Wait,
copies
no.
directly, especially in the first one.
Okay, no, you're right. Now it makes sense. Now I'm thinking about it because I don't like the way he writes Captain America. I
Yeah,
don't
like how he
like
writes
it.
Tony Stark.
He writes him like a like constantly a man at a time. Like always just
Yeah.
like and I know it's funny. Like I understood that reference. Like it's a funny joke. But then it keeps kind of going with it and everything and he just and he's in that,
I didn't
that
notice-
suit
I didn't-
bothers me.
Aside from the language thing, I think it's toned down in Ultron.
I don't like how he writes Tony Stark
It's
in Avengers.
okay. It's a little toned down, I would say, but it still does the language and all that. And I'm like, okay, funny, but I don't know. It's just he prefers writing for someone like a Tony Stark than Captain America. And then you look at like even the first Captain America movie, but Winter Soldier, he's not like that at all. Like it's like a significant improvement. And
Well,
I'm
it
just
would be
like,
weird
holy
if
shit.
if he did that in first Avenger because he's still in the 40s at that point.
Well, I mean, in terms of his, it's not even that. It's not even he's a man at a time. It's like he's kind of
Quippy.
quippy, and it's almost as he's sometimes like out of the loop or whatever, or he's like it's Captain. He
Derpy?
makes him a little jingoistic. That's what it is. Where I know he's Captain America, he wears the whole suit, but. Like, Steve he's not the kind of guy to be like, I always follow what the president has to say in America, and I trust all of his institutions and stuff. He's the ideal of what America should strive to be. And, Whedon, I mean, now it makes sense. He makes him more like Ultimate Captain America, who I'm not the biggest fan of. Because
But
he's
I
nearly
actually-
a
I
fucking
don't-
fascist.
I mean, I don't mind it in the first Avengers movie because it makes sense because he is still a man at a time.
Sure.
After that movie, he should be acclimated to the modern
Yes.
world and be caught up about it, which makes perfect sense in Winter Soldier why he's acting the way he acts.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because he's like, okay, I got a good vibe, I got a good feeling. Thing. I still have to catch up pop culture wise, a little bit of history, but I have a
We see
good
that.
feel of how everything works.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I even like has that whole he has the little book. They handle it in a mature way with the booklet. His like they suggest like movies and music and things for him to like, read or watch. And he has it's like Star Wars and it's like, what do you think he was written next to it? Star Wars again? The prequels or something. Or it was like really funny. I just like that. And then
that list also would change depending on what the localization for the movie is
that's
too.
fun. That's fun. That's right.
But I don't think he writes Tony Stark well in the first Avengers, at least, because I'm like, I rewatched it a couple of years ago, and man, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like every line is some sarcastic quip or something. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man.
Honestly, I think
he gets a little annoying at some point. He gets a little grating.
I think that's on purpose. Well, it's obviously on purpose. It's Tony's kind of like he's overcompensating in that movie. I feel because again he was just like I built this science suit and now you're telling me there's fucking gods, there's aliens, like this super soldier thing that was the only hero that I ever knew about. Like I think he's kind of like trying to like puff up his chest a little bit when he's like in there.
Well, and also like he also has daddy issues too because his dad always talked about Captain America this, Captain America that.
That's the other thing. Yeah. And he just he was like, fuck that guy. He even brings it up, I think, in a great way. And it comes full circle in Civil War, where it's just like, my dad would always talk about you all the time, and I fucking hated you. And I'm just like, oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, see, they did pay it off. They paid it off pretty well.
Yeah, I think it also helps that was before, like, I feel like another thing that's kind of bitten Marvel on the ass recently is that it feels like since Tony Stark's gone, it feels like they try to write every character to say quippy stuff that he would say.
Yeah.
And it just feels overbearing and weird coming out of other characters when it shouldn't be.
Sure.
Well, that's also the other problem with Marvel now, is that besides the fact they have no idea what they're doing, and that they kind of lost the plot by trying to connect everything, is that because the movies themselves there's not as much substance to them, they try to make up with the humor and the quippiness.
Yeah.
I will say,
Yeah, like
Deadpool
that's
2, like I did not like a lot of those jokes either. I did not like or were groaners, but 3 I felt like actually the jokes were a lot funnier, and
And which one?
the Deadpool, which I know is
That-
not Marvel, but like still.
No, it's Marvel. No, that's them. They
Well, now it's
especially
Marvel,
Deadpool
Marvel.
Wolverine.
yeah, Deadpool
like
Wolverine.
Yeah,
he,
Deadpool
he,
and
mean- he
Wolverine.
means the first 2 Deadpools.
No, I actually like the first two. Two has some jokes that are either groaners or that there's a joke about.
I
how
think
the
this is
X-Men
funnier than
are-
I think this is funnier than 2. I think I definitely laughed.
No,
more
no,
at
I'm
this
saying
movie.
that, but 2 has like the joke about, oh, the X-Men are just a dated reference for racism. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Racism is still a problem.
Yeah.
No, I think that's
Yeesh.
funny. No, that's funny.
I don't think it's fun.
He's being a dick. He's being an asshole. Of course he
I
would
know
say
he's
that.
being an asshole,
Yeah,
but I'm like,
yeah.
I'm offended.
Well, and the thing is,
and
I
that's
can
exactly
accept
Deadpool
that-
would say. That's why he always says offensive shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can accept someone like Deadpool saying that because he's not supposed to be particularly likable or even that smart. So like him being quippy like Tony Stark does make, like a dumber Tony Stark does make sense, but yeah, so many of the other characters, like that's what drove me nuts with Love and Thunder, where it feels like every single character in every single scene other than Christian Bale is saying some snarky Tony Stark shit.
And it undercut the story.
Yeah.
Aggressively, and especially Taika's character. Like, I think for me, that was the point I reached with Taika where I'm just like, if he doesn't shut the fuck up.
Like I saw this one deleted scene where it's after Thor got the lightning bolt, and Zeus shows up to kind of teach him how to use it. They actually have a really good heart-to-heart conversation. I'm like, where the hell is this in the movie?
See, they need it. See, Ragnarok had the balance of that, where it was like, okay, there's some funny bits, and then we kind of get a little bit more serious.
I love
and then,
Ragnarok.
kind of funny bits, and then, maybe a scene with the villain, and then there might be a good action scene. It's like, it had just the right, the right amount.
Yeah, Ragnarok had balance and purpose to its jokes. Like, when it makes fun of itself in that one, or makes fun of Thor, or has Thor doing dumb shit, it's in service of his arc and him like starting to mature and like finally accept his responsibility as king. Whereas with Love and Thunder, like that whole movie just feels like Taika Waititi wants to beat up his own movie for being a nerd. You know, where it just feels like a contractual obligation, and he's just like, I don't like all this dorky shit with like capes and lasers or whatever. Like that's what bugs me about the movie. It feels like dismissive of itself and of like its own genre, which is really weird to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with Ragnarok, they figured out what Thor was missing. Was the Thor stuff? It's goofy. It's this cosmic, because the original Thor, they were trying to be Shakespearean, and that didn't really work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Because it's too goofy.
Yep.
So then they found out, if we lean into the humor a little bit, that will actually make it interesting. We lean into the more goofy and more cosmic aspects. That works.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, when they did Love and Thunder, they thought, people really like the humor. Let's do more of that. And they overcorrected.
Yeah.
They gave Taika Waititi too much leash.
I will say
they
this.
should have reined him in a bit.
It's, because I'm definitely the person that likes the movie the most out of you guys.
I liked it. I mean, I probably should watch it.
I will concede that, it's like, there's definitely a lot of humor that does not land that movie, but a lot of it did work for me, and I did think, I fucking love the goats and shit. My one complaint about that film, I love that, I love that gag. And the one thing that I will definitely criticize the movie for is not Christian Bale's performance. I think he's great. I wish he was in more of it. He needed to be in more of it. In that he needed just more scary scenes. Because I liked his whole vibe, and I wanted to see him do all this cool shit, going around all killing these guys. He didn't really do that. We didn't see that. You're the God Butcher, and so that's something that bothered me. But I would watch it over Thor 1 and 2 any day. But no, it's not nearly as good as Ragnarok for me. But I think now they have an opportunity at this point. Because I think, who was it that Chris Hemsworth had worked with recently? Oh, George Miller. Him to direct a Thor film, and I'm just thinking okay, but I want you to do I'll never do it my way, but Conan the Barbarian. Let's do a dark fantasy movie in space. Let's do that. I want it with that kind of aesthetic. You know, I want Thor looking like Kratos in God of War Ragnarok. I kind of want that.
Well, Thor does have a kid now, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could lean into that. Maybe fuck, there you go. They might do God of War. I just it's like, okay, it's like the humor did not work for a lot of people. We can move on from that. So let's do something new with Thor, and I think that would be kind of cool because they did the whole Shakespearean thing, which I 100% agree. I do not. Some people love it. I don't. And they did the space comedy, kind of like a little bit of Big Trouble, a little China in there. So let's do the 80s dark fantasy Thor. And they won't do it, but I would love it. But George Miller might, just because of his sensibilities.
I mean, I don't know. Anything interesting happening in Thor comics recently?
I have
they
no
could
idea.
do?
I'm not keeping up with
No
it.
idea.
There was something that was actually kind of cool, which I read a little bit about.
Mm-hmm.
So Thor got rejected by the Hammer
Okay. What's
and
happened?
became the new Iron Fist.
Okay. All right. Is he
Okay.
going?
got
Is he going on
trained-
mixed martial arts? Is he doing like 80s white guy training in Asia and becomes the best kung fu fighter thing? Is that what's going on?
Sort of.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I like it. I like
Blood
it.
Like
sport.
where he's
Not
literally
Bloodsport.
training by because the Hammer gets sent in the Himalayas. Gets like it falls there and he can't pick it up. He's no longer worthy. He meets the Thunderer, the person who trained the Iron Fist,
Okay.
and
All right.
goes, "I can help you.
All
I
right.
can help you learn a purpose." And Thor trains by punching the Hammer repeatedly.
Oh, okay. Interesting. He's fucking pissed off at it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
they've never
To the
done.
point where he doesn't even need the Hammer.
Oh,
Kumite.
right.
Kumite.
It's straight up.
Kumite.
It's like an 80s like tournament movie. Yeah, kung fu tournament. Yeah, blood sport or a little bit of like under the. I like that. That's
I mean,
interesting.
I hope
And then
we
they
could
can
at
get rid
least
of
see-
Danny Rand. Poor Danny Rand. He's
Yeah, I
actually
was gonna
really
say,
cool in
if
the
that means we
comics.
get a scene where like Danny Rand just gets like wiped off the face of the planet, I might tune in for that scene.
No, I like. Well, yeah, that actor, that show was good. But the Danny
Wiped out
Rand
like,
character,
we're just gonna
I
let you
that
go.
The,
was
yeah.
the
wiped out.
Netflix one, I mean, not
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. But my whole thing is like I like Danny Rand the comics. I love his whole dynamic with
Cage.
Luke Cage and the Street Level Heroes. He's actually like a really good character. And it's just sad that now he's just basically getting thrown away because of he's a white man that's the master of kung fu. And it's just like, but his stories are actually really, and
got
so it's a shame. He's been
Shang-Chi.
around for
Well, so
years.
There's a solution to fix this with the Danny Rand.
Yeah.
Cast a mixed race actor who's white and Asian.
I mean,
Yeah.
they do an adaptation. Yeah, sure.
Like Cole.
It's just like the
He-
character in the
he'll
comics
still
is
be
being-
Iron Fist,
Right.
Still be Danny Rand,
Yeah.
but just change his ethnicity slightly, and then people can't really criticize. It's like, well, he is an Asian actor.
Or they just really lean into it and they try to make like the 80s like Bloodsport movie with Iron Fist. They could just go the complete opposite
I don't
reaction.
think they're gonna do
And they
that.
won't do that. They won't do that. But part of me says,
Power move.
kind of do it. Yeah, power move. You're like, oh, fuck. They
also,
don't care.
did Osnick just fucking say it should be like Cole from that Mortal Kombat movie?
No, I said that. I said
Ugh.
that's the word. I said that, but I meant it like
That
as
guy.
sarcastic because that's like some shit they would totally
Oh
do.
God.
And that guy is Shatterstar, by the way.
Yeah, he's
he's
back.
already
He's
got
alive
it.
again. He's alive again.
Yeah,
Oh.
and
That
he can't act his way out of a wet paper bag.
Ah, he's fine in this Shatterstar. He's a goofy. Listen. I as much as I criticize Deadpool 2, I do like the appearance of those X-Force characters, and they play them well. I love that Shatterstar. It's like it's such his '90s look. It's so Rob Liefeld, and of course Deadpool's Rob Liefeld as well. But and I just love how they treat him because he's in the comics he's such a whatever. He's a whatever piece of shit character that gets whatever's coming to him.
It's
And
like
so-
from Mojo World or something.
Yeah, he's from Mojo World. I'm just like, yeah, Mojo.
I do hope. I know that
He's
like
dating Richter.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Because they during the 90s they're like, we really want Shatterstar and Richter together, but of course it was 90s, can't do that, right?
Right.
Well,
yeah.
we'll do a lot of hints and make it very subtle. And then once
Cousins.
they're unleashed, they're like, let's go.
Let's do it. Let's lean into it.
they're cousins. Let me guess.
No, there's no. They
That
just
was a
made
joke
it
about
like
Sailor.
so
that was
much.
a Sailor Moon joke.
Oh, okay. I never saw the cousin version, which made it way awkwarder, I heard.
So
Really
the
good
Thor
friends.
Iron Fist is in the comics is nicknamed God of Fists.
God of Fists.
God,
Got a fisted.
Got a fisting.
Okay.
I want that
That
now.
needs to be like an 80s movie. If we could do the 80s
Yeah.
Thor movie, let's do
That'd
it.
be
But
God of
perfect.
Fist. They think
But
it's so badass, but they have no idea. It's like, oh, I bet. That's a riff tracks. That's an MST3K
It's a
Yeah.
riff tracks
Thor
waiting
film.
to happen.
That's
And we'll
brilliant.
start that guy
God
from
of
Zombie
Fist.
Two
Nightmare.
panels from that comic in the chat.
we lost to the computer, by the way.
I know. I'm sorry,
Did?
guys. I'm letting you all down.
Aw.
Wait,
I gotta
thought
get in
we're
the
blue team.
backpack. Yeah, we are. I think we
Chris,
lost.
get
We
in the
lost.
backpack.
I'm in the backpack. No, I'm in there.
Get
Okay.
in the backpack.
Load
We
me
won
up.
though.
We still won.
Oh, we
still
did.
won.
Oh, okay.
The
I was just
crown
doing
will be big
terribly.
upon our heads.
Yeah, I got a little crown. I got a little baby crown.
Yours is made.
I got
Chocolate.
the
Yeah,
most.
that's fine. Yeah, it is. I can eat
Gold
that.
foil and chocolate.
Yeah, that'd be
Chris
great.
got 11.
We'll do Shine Thief. We'll do that. We can do it. Last
Oh.
one. Last one.
Well,
pull together, everybody. We can go.
Austin, I hope
Yeah.
your backpack can fit me in.
Yeah,
alright, I
we're
gotta-
double
Me and the computers, me
backpacking.
and the computers versus the world, I guess.
How's your back doing? How's your
Yeah,
back doing?
No, it's broken at this
It's
point.
been
Oh,
actually
God.
okay.
Okay,
That's
okay,
good.
because
Yeah,
you're gonna
just
have
try-
to carry me.
Do your best,
God,
guys.
fists.
We're all winners in our own way.
Can I at least?
Ugh.
Can we still look? Speaking of Marvel,
Mhm.
it's weird still that I mean I guess I wanted Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi too because I feel like those movies at least
I want something
they're
different.
one more.
I want them
Yeah.
now to do the horror movie that Scott Derrickson originally wanted to do.
I
with this
mean,
Doctor Strange. I want it to
guess.
be. I want it to be like I want to be a horror. Well, I guess Will Raimi kind of he leaned it. There was moments of it. There was moments of it, but
But
I
Raimi
I
showed it
want.
could work.
Yeah, you're right. And
Yeah,
I
there
just-
were
yeah, make
rumors
it-
going
make-
around. I
make-
think that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say no, just make it a horror movie. Like do the. I want them to genre bend again. Like because
Well,
they did
Yeah,
that
there were
so
rumors going around at the time that Derrickson wanted to basically make like the Vitch or Hereditary equivalent of like a Marvel movie.
well. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And now they can do that. I want them to do that now.
I
Do
mean, I
something
guess.
different.
it'd be interesting.
I'd love it.
I mean Shang-Chi, I would even though that movie
I like
doesn't
the
turn
first
out
half of
shit.
Yeah,
that film.
That's one of the few recent movies they've done that I can actually say that I like most of this. Like
Yeah.
at the end with the whole like drag thing, it's like yeah, this
Yeah,
is just
weakest
kind of
part.
falling
Hey.
into generic Dullsville.
Oh, you
But
got it, Edgy. Go.
so much of the rest of the
Protect me.
movie, I was like, this is actually kind of working for me.
Yeah, everything.
Shang-Chi 2 needs to be a straight up kung fu movie.
Yeah,
I've
that-
heard it's
yeah.
gonna be like there's
100%.
time travel, but like maybe that might maybe it'll be like in the past, so maybe it'll be like
In what,
you know,
Shang-Chi?
like- yeah.
Oh, so they can bring back Wenwu. It was a huge
Yeah,
mistake
basically.
killing him. I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's the Mandarin. And I was like,
but, like,
wow.
maybe
And you
they
get
could
Tony
still
Leung,
keep
who's
the-
killing in the movie. He's doing such a great job. And he's so intimidating. And it's like, oh, he had this air
But
about
maybe-
him.
yeah,
and I
like-
thought, like, oh, let's set up the, oh, God, what is it? Not the Dark Avengers, but the, I guess, Masters of Evil. Yeah, where it's like, I want. Like my mind years ago, I was like, let's get the Mandarin, let's get Doctor Doom, let's get Magneto, let's get I mean, you name it, the Baron Zemo,
Zemos.
all in a villain.
Nemo.
Yeah, Zemo, all in a
Magneto.
yeah, Magneto, 100%, and get them all in a room and have them talk. I want that scene where they're all just
Hey, you did it,
mono,
Edgy. Good
like
job.
just bouncing off like ideas of each other and trying to attack each
How they're
other's
going to divide up
egos.
the world.
Yeah, thank you, and all about how they're going to divide
Cut
up
it
the
like a
world. That's
pizza.
brilliant. And it's like here, it's like there's this great shot in the not very great book, but when Norman Osborn reformed and became Iron Pager, but he was like evil, and he had that meeting with Doom, Namor, who else? Magneto, I think, was there, and I think like another villain. And
Is it Loki?
Enchantress, I think.
yeah, you're Enchantress. Yeah, that's who it is. Well, it might have been female Loki. I'm trying to remember. And it says, I was like, oh, all right, everyone, this is how it's gonna be. This is what we're gonna do. I was like, oh, that's so cool, and they can do that. And I think then the comic, this was actually funny. There's like a panel where I want to say it's like Doom and Magneto, or maybe it's Namor and Doom. And after like Norman does this whole thing, he leaves the room, and Namor's like, so he's gonna fuck it up, and Doom's like, oh yeah. Because he's the Green Goblin. They say he's the Green Goblin. He's a maniac. He's like, what is this guy talking to us? I was like, oh, I love that.
Yeah,
That's so
why am I
funny.
listening to Green Goblin?
I
Oh.
like the idea of Doom and just like handing them like a $10 bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Making
Yeah,
bets.
100%.
All right, protect me, Edgy, and Chris. Maybe Edgy.
Oh.
Edgy's protect.
I'm in front. Okay.
Oh yeah, the hood was one of them too.
The hood.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
fucking when they tried to make the hood a thing. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah.
He's supposed to be in like armor or something.
Yeah, he was the Iron Patriot. No, yeah, he was the Iron Patriot originally.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, imagine
Oh,
like
Emma
if they do.
Frost because she represented the
Mutants.
the
Yeah, you got to
mutants.
have all the representatives. Yeah, I forgot. There it is. Yep. Dark Reign. That's what it was called. Secret Invasion. Oh, that might be
Okay,
another
it's
one.
still a
That's
bot
different
who
one.
has it, so we're all right.
I love it
But
when
anyway,
all those
I was
villains.
gonna say if they do it, like maybe they could do like Enter the Dragon and like Bloodsport and like 80s kung fu movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Shang-Chi
100%.
should be Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's sent on a mission by Shield or whoever to infiltrate this,
Ooh.
villain's island.
You know who you should go up against? Would be really cool. What if, because we were in China the other movie. What if we go to Japan and he goes up against the Silver Samurai, and they can do
That'd
this,
be pretty cool.
but ground it. Don't him in the goddamn mech suit. I was like, what are we doing in the Wolverine? I was like, no. Have it just him be just this amazing, just samurai, an assassin, and just this
Well, he also got the
swordsman
energy
on
sword. That's
natural
his
level.
power.
I want a John Wick style battle between Shang-Chi and the Silver Samurai, them using their respective
Get that guy from
different
John
mixed
Wick
martial
3,
arts against each other. I was like, oh, that'd be badass.
The
That's
guy
what I
from
want.
Yeah, and you
Double
could
Dragon.
also bring a more proper version of the Atomic Man
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. 100%.
because we sort of got a version of him in Iron Man 3.
Sure.
Oh, I don't remember that.
It's
A guy Pierce's
Yeah.
character.
I know you're talking
He's
about,
basically Atomic Man.
yeah.
Oh, am I thinking of Nuclear Man? He's like green and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's
Or is it the
Yeah,
same guy?
Superman
guy.
4.
No, you're thinking of Superman 4. Yeah, there's Atomic Skull.
No.
Well, no, there is a Nuclear Man. No, you're right. He's very different in the comics, though. For the Marvel, he's
No,
like
I'm talking
straight
about
up
the Marvel
all
one. Is
green.
he like green? Like
Yeah, he's completely green.
Radioactive Man.
Oh, that's Radioactive
Oh.
Man. That's it. Thank
it's
you.
all these words. They all sound like the same freaking guy.
Well,
It's,
they,
from the
yeah.
50s.
Oh wait,
they-
wait. Isn't
everyone would have
Radioactive
their
Man from The
version.
Simpsons?
Yeah, but there's also Radioactive
Oh.
Man from the. Again, this all comes from the 50s.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah,
just did
you're
it. It's the atomic.
obsessed.
It's the atomic age. That's
Okay,
what
I
it is.
got a good picture.
So they had
Yeah.
giant bug movies.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, I loved it. I love that era where they thought nuclear radiation makes everything big.
I'm sad we could
They
not
have a
find
postcard
as
with the building. We'll have praying mantises crawl up
Yep.
it. Good effect. We got this.
So good.
I-
We gotta do a watch party for some
Yeah,
of
'cause-
those.
Well, because in the comics, Radioactive Man actually works for the Mandarin.
Right. He's
Well, at least
he's
one
been a
version
villain
of
for
him,
hire.
'cause
He's
they
been
had two of them.
he's been a villain for hire before. He's gonna been used by some other higher ups. There's Christopher Priest.
There's a Russian version and there's a Chinese version.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Oh okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I found that one out the hard way.
I thought it was
'Cause a
Russian.
number of years ago, they had that Black Panther animated show.
Oh,
yeah.
One
That's
of
what I
the
was
villains
bring
was-
up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of the villains is Radioactive Man.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I was like, wait, he's not white because the one from I remember the comics is Chinese.
Mhm.
And I looked up, I was like, oh, there's two of them. There's a Russian one and there's a Chinese one.
I always
That
knew
makes
about
sense,
the
'cause
Russian
isn't
one.
on a team with Cousin Dynamo, and he's super Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the Russian Avengers.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's just a bunch of former
I mean,
villains.
There's a
I'm
great
like,
video. Maybe you could watch it. It's called like Russian X-Men. It's like it's all like the crappiest versions of the X-Men.
Oh,
team.
like a dub. Oh, that's funny.
It's like
Oh,
no,
nice.
it's live
Like a-
action.
Like a trap remix of the X-Men theme.
Oh,
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, I want to see what the Russian. That's a comic I'd write. The Russian Avengers.
Omega Red would totally be the leader.
Yeah, it would be Omega Red. Yeah, it's like this team is I would not want to be their handler. This is a nightmare.
Oh God.
That's these are all former villains. That's actually a cool. I mean, I guess it's kind of Task Force esque, Suicide Squad, but I don't know. You could bring all the Soviet history into that and current Russian politics and shit. I was like, that'd be really
They've been
fascinating,
working
right?
for Putin. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's fucking lean into that, or someone who is basically Putin. That'd be awesome. I would read
Which
the
they
hell out
kind
of
of
that.
tried to do in Black Widow, and they kind of dropped the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's
Ray
just-
Winstone.
yeah.
to this day,
Taskmaster. Oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah, it's.
Half man.
I was actually excited for the idea. I'm like, she should have gotten one back in phase 1 and phase 2, but there's a
Yeah.
reason for that. Perlmutter was like, oh, we don't like broads.
He lost all
And,
his stake in Disney.
Yeah,
so
I
we're
don't
good
want
now.
to like women or minorities.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Black. That's why it they were even allowed to do Black Panther after that, which thank God they did. But she should have got it earlier because I was like, oh, you could do like a real. And the opening of that movie is fucking great, where it's them living in Ohio, and then the song plays. Oh God, what is it? Smells Like Teen Spirit, and they do that. It's like version of it. It's like, damn, this is really good. And then it just gets in the fucking dust, red mist that makes you a Black Widow or it cures you of everything.
And then they're on whatever
the Sky
Metal Gear
Fortress.
Oh,
yeah,
Metal
and
Gear
all that.
Solid
Ray
Island or
Winstone's,
whatever.
he's terrible. His
Some Castle in the Sky shit.
Yeah.
it is kind of like Castle Sky. And then you have the whole. Oh wait, let me do that one. What the hell am I talking about? I lost my train
Black
of thought.
Widow.
Well, yeah,
And
no,
then
I know.
that'll
I'm
kick
trying
it
to
in.
remember what my other thing was going to be. Oh, but yeah, then everything with Taskmaster, he's such a great villain in the comics. He's
Yeah.
so personable, and I mean, he fucking talks all the time, and he's
They
terrifying.
pulled a Wolverine Origins on him.
Straight
Yeah.
up. That's exact.
Straight
Yep.
up.
Perfect comparison.
I wasn't even bothered by like the design. I just wish he had anything cool, but they didn't. They did
It's
nothing.
the gimmick is just, and it is the gimmick, and that's not. It's like
Yeah.
what makes him.
But he
like,
has a
and
cool
he's-
skull face.
Well, it's
I
what initially intrigues you about him is he's has this photographic memory. He's able to copy everyone's moves like of notable heroes, and it's like, oh, okay, that's the gimmick. Because then when you start reading him, it's like, oh, this guy's great. Like he's got a lot of personality to him, and they fucking stripped that away, and so now it's just the gimmick, and it's like it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need to have the personality.
Go,
And so,
Angie, go.
huge mistake. They should. I know they're doing Thunderbolts. They got to rewrite that.
Go.
Oh,
Well, I
It's
gave
already done
Black Widow
shooting, so
credit for one thing
Mm-hmm.
is when they reveal that. Oh yeah, so the way she got out, Natalia got out of the Black Widow program was she murdered her former boss and her daughter and his daughter.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, that's ballsy, like to do that, and it's just like, oh, that's a really good. Explains so much about her character.
Oh,
how
sure.
guilt she feels.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And then they're like,
No.
then the reveal is like, oh yeah, you didn't actually kill anybody. I'm like,
Yep.
what the fuck?
Took it away.
Yeah.
They took it away. It was. She's
Surprise!
actually always been great, isn't this great? Yeah. It's like no, she has to live with that guilt. That's the red in the ledger. So yeah, you're right. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
too
by
bad.
the way-
completely undercut everything about the character.
Yeah, you're right. And it's like, damn it, you could have really done. The other thing I thought would have been cool to make Taskmaster more personal. What if he was in charge of the Black Widows or something? Like he had trained them. It's like they have like this really fucked up relationship. I was like, that'd be interesting. But never happened. Never happened.
Yep.
But speaking of murdering people, I just realized I don't think we talked about this or I brought it up. I saw Trap over the past weekend, and I get why you didn't like it.
I hate
had
it.
a good time. Right. No. And the thing is, I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I understand. Like it requires you being able to get on a particular wavelength, and some people
Yeah,
will.
sense,
and some
common sense.
Yeah, and whether you can get on that, it depends on like personal taste and preference, stuff like that. Like just difference of opinion, that kind of thing.
I think it's just horribly written.
Why are you guys being so mean to Shovel's daughter? She didn't do
I thought
anything
she's
to you guys.
awful. She's so
Yeah,
No, why are you being
that's
so mean to her?
yeah,
Herman?
that's one of the
I
yeah,
know.
that's one of my issues with the movie is that she
Screenshot very
delivers
often.
every line like
It's-
she's
No,
auditioning for a middle school play.
It's straight up this. It's I didn't know going in about. I might have been told about it that she was also the singer in the movie, the person who is the whole
oh, yeah,
concert's for. But I forgot, and then I was like, wait a minute, and I was like, this whole thing is just.
Oh, yeah, I knew-
reeks of nepotism. And
Yeah, I
it's-
knew that from the beginning. Like they came up with the concept for the movie together. Like they've been upfront about it.
Yeah. Man, talent.
So
I'm
does
just-
she play like a big role or like almost like a cameo?
She has a bigger she has a bigger role
Dumb.
throughout the rest of the movie, and she just can't save. She's terrible.
Like if she had like a little role, I could get that, So like, oh yeah, it's his daughter. It's basically a cameo.
Yeah,
But if she has a big role, it's like that's just fucking dumb.
yeah.
I was
I
just
mean,
making fun of that
if you
guy
like
who
the movie, you like the
came in to
movie.
defend it.
Yeah, like it's his cameo is one of his bigger ones, and it's still like nowhere near as extensive as hers.
Yeah, that's true. No.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
like you
comparing
not
the
liking it,
signs,
it's fine. I understand.
Yeah, not my thing. Man, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you liked it. It's totally fine.
I was just making fun of that
not
guy.
While he mutters under his breath. This motherfucker.
Yeah, it's me. It's me. It's
That's
Josh
fair.
Hartnett and his awkward conversation with the
Like,
the
yeah,
merchant.
sure he
vendor.
liked it.
That's Herman muttering under his breath, like, "Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, this dumb motherfucker."
Good. Yeah, I'm glad.
Great tip.
We do, as fun as this is, Nice, really good Fartin and Kartin session. We got to move on to Sixth Sense. Speaking of Shyamalan, that's usually a perfect way to bounce off
With
of
a
that.
twist.
Yeah, with a twist.
That's part of why I brought it up. Actually,
There you go. Makes sense.
Enjoy
It
your
makes
2
sense.
a.m. Willis.
Yes, indeed. All right, I gotta go ahead and let you guys open with yourselves. Deadpool, how can people get in touch with you?
You don't.
Chris Ayers, how can people get in touch with you?
You can find more of my controversial takes on Letterboxd and possibly also Facebook and Instagram at Airsforce.
Austin, how can people get in touch with you?
People can get in touch with me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I recently actually got a YouTube comment on one of my videos that I haven't
What?
touched in 3 years. So
Oh,
I was
nice.
like, that actually made my day and made me
Nice.
laugh.
Yeah.
I'm working on a show that's supposed to come out on November 14th on PBS. Also, Chris, and never forget, she's here in spirit, but Nia Brownie, PT Brownie. She's seeing her Suicide Boys today, but she's usually here with
Yep.
us.
Spooky, scary skeleton boys.
Also, before you do the watch party, you gotta watch the Russian X-Men. I put it. in the
Okay.
chat.
All right. Okay. All right. You got
It's
put
only
it
a
put it in
minute,
the
so-
put it in the put
The
it in the
movie
chat
chat.
with the movie chat.
Put it in
Yeah,
the
because
movie
it'll be I have to go back and forth. Edgy
Also,
Berserk.
I will
Oh, sorry.
wake up when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna write if you guys got 2 a.m. meatloaf, as I always do.
Okay, that's fair. Edgy Berserker, how can people get in touch with you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch on my stream archive that's found right in there in that link. I posted up my 2023 Final Fantasy tier list.
Nice.
And the like and hate ratio on it is hilarious.
Oh no.
And I think my takes were a little too spicy for people.
Damn. Oh
Oh,
my
boy.
God, well, that's good. That's engagement. That's engagement.
Yeah, it was good. It was like,
Hell
and
yeah.
one person was like, I'm A for Final Fantasy 16. I shit my pants and did it. I was like, hey, that's your opinion, dude. This is
Wow.
my tier list.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, check that out, guys. Super
But
fun.
rewatching it though made me go, I gotta make adjustments for 2024.
Okay. Yeah. No, I understand. You always make improvements along the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. Plus I can add a bunch now.
There
too.
you go. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, super fun Kartin and Fartin sesh. Hope you guys all have a great night, and I'll see you a bit for Six Sense Watch Party. Bye.
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 Bye. Very good. So much fun.